Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... This is either the best timed video that I've done in a while, or it is unfortunately timed. I don't really quite know. I say that because Josh apparently just finished watching this very video, and lo and behold, it's the one that I chose for Gacha review today. Of course, Prism has also watched this, being the avid Seym DNA fan that she most definitely is, 100% unironically. And Vin is here because vibes. So, welcome to all of you, and yeah, let's see what this one is about. Because as hinted in the description, I in fact haven't. Wait a second. Hold on, I just got distracted by this thing. Unbounded episode 3 came out the same as this video did. Wow, I got the notification for this video, but not for Unbounded episode 3. Wow. That is unfortunate, but there you go. And also, as far as timing goes, I'm not sure if Seym DNA is grateful for that or ungrateful, depending, because, you know, the typical thing of whether or not, you know, with certain movies come out on the same, you know, day or week as another one. It kind of ruins like the release of the others or something like that. I don't know if Gacha would obviously being on the internet would work the same way, but I'm sure it must feel like that to some extent. Also because you know, venturing into a new series while one very popular flagship series is ongoing, it is always going to be intimidating because yeah, people are that not everyone is going to want to check out this next thing, or whether or not they feel like it's going to be you know, give us a replaced focus or something. So again, this is a risky move, but one that's, you know, ultimately, you know, all, you know, creators have to do at some point, because obviously Seym, I will say this: if Seym rode Royale Fairy Academy to the very end and then started something new, that probably would not be the best idea, because that way you lose a lot of the momentum immediately from people. I think it's always best to start a new series in the middle of the run of like a popular thing, so that you can actually, you know, have a smooth transition over to the next thing. So yeah, it premiered 1 minute after Unbounded ended. Oh, okay, fair enough. Then that was in that case, it is fortuitous timing. I was there for both premieres. I was there, man. I remember the day of the premieres, man. All right. Well, I guess I guess who knows? Maybe I'll check out Unbounded tomorrow, because obviously I didn't check this out on the day that it came out. Mainly because that was the same day of where I started, you know, watching 5 years later. Because, you know, clearly instead of 2 new releases, I concern myself with one that was literally 5 years old. Because that is naturally, you know, how I do things. But hey, got a 1 out of 10 rating on YouTube Studios, so that was worth it. In the words of Technoblade, I would sell my soul for confetti. But in any case, what's the series actually like? Apparently, this is clearly the better series, which is good, because I'm relieved, because if it was a worse series than Royale Fairy Academy, we're in some dodgy waters. Oh, sorry, you were talking about versus like Unbounded. Oh, sorry, never mind. I thought you meant like you were comparing this to. Well, the question still remains: is this indeed better than Royale Fairy Academy specifically? You know, we're gonna compare. We compare the, you know, the same DNA projects to each other rather than to Unbounded, because yeah, unless a comparison of like a specific thing makes its way in. So we'll see. There's no competition yet. Well, okay, fair enough then. So in that case, speaking of competition, it seems like that's kind of the theme for this particular video. All we get in the description relating to the video is this: stuck in the dumbest class at DNA High, presumably named after Seym DNA, not because it's a science academy, Angel struggles to break the code and escape being unpopular. Interesting. Although, I will say, if this does end up being a science academy, being stuck in the dumbest class would in fact make one unpopular, I would imagine. So, yeah, maybe it is something about that. But again, speculations aside, we are about to get into the actual video, so here it is. Hold on, I have to roll back for a second. Without further ado, on with the review. That's all that I had seen up until this point, and immediately I have some great things to say about it. First of all, it seems that Seym DNA has ironed out the kinks of you know, the pacing of running. I mean, even just that one short frame there looks like she was going faster than Rosabella ever, you know, did on foot, at least as far as I've seen. But also we have the multiple perspectives that come from this custom background layout that was experimented with in those early RFA episodes. Again, because we still have a little bit of a gap to bridge, so obviously there will be a bit more of a transition period as we keep reviewing Royale Fairy Academy. However, yeah, for now, for now, it is a stark contrast, and definitely a promising thing for the future of both shows, quite honestly. So yeah, I'm invested into this as to right now. I'm to watch to see if I understand any of this. It's not confusing in my opinion. Well, Well, we'll see. I'm grateful. I'm glad that you say that. Because I mean, this is still same DNA, so we'll see. We'll see how far they've evolved in the writing department versus the production one. Also, it's worth pointing out that this outfit, I believe, has some customization to it, because I'm sure that logo, it means something is not actually physically present in any of the Gacha apps. This video does say GLMM and GCMM, but probably for marketing purposes more than any other, because this definitely, this is definitely, pure Gacha animated project, which, by the way, doesn't actually say, animated Gacha story or anything in the title as of this review. It might change later, because the thumbnail changed, the title might too. And that does just go to show, the surprising lack of marketing around Gacha animation, despite the fact that seems to be the thing that people gravitate towards the most. Because this is something that I dove into back in the days of Mutant Girl Season 1. The videos used to have I don't know if they still do actually or not. They had like Gacha animated in the title because they used animated poses. So I thought it was a good excuse to use the word animated in the title, and then hopefully garner more views from that, because it was technically true. And that's why I ignored the aspect of it being voice acted in the title, because YouTube has a character limit. So that means that means basically that I had to choose one or the other. And I thought, because I saw how the Gacha animations were starting to do, that would make the most sense. Obviously, in hindsight, the year after was honestly mere months after Season 1 concluded for Mutant Girl, the voice acting community in Gacha took off, and in hindsight, it would have been way better to market the projects as voice acted ones rather than animated. And it baffles me that to this day, despite the fact that the animation is what's driving people forward as far as these like complex mini movies and stuff goes, what garners the awards at the Gacha Guild Awards and all that stuff, it still seems to be the thing that people miss out when given the chance, in favor of words like dubbed, for example, instead of voice acted, or GLMM and GCMM to cover both bases there. That's something that I'm always curious about, and I'm not sure why that really is the case, or how to take that. I wonder if there's a video out there somewhere about that. Someone's made a video about this topic, or whether or not people can lay out some information in the comments or something. This is one thing that genuinely is one of the things that I would like to investigate down further, but have no idea how to go about doing so. Anyways, hi Aiden.
Hi. By the way, the title...
Missed like 2 seconds, by the way. There was nothing else.
Oh, yeah. No, I was just going to say, by the way, the title of this always confused me. I'm pretty sure the title said something like story time or something in it.
Not currently. I guess that
it did. When it uploaded, it said like story time or whatever. And I was like, why does it say story time? This is I mean, I guess it's a story, but it's not really what you would consider a story time video. Or at least the context of that.
I know that Seym DNA does have some Gacha storytime videos that still are called that. So I must have to think about this before. It's very MSA. Oh, okay. So we're
MSA,
because My Story Animated. So because I just interrupted the animation to talk about the production and visuals, not the animation. Sorry, the narration. So I guess now we're going to see. Now we're going to see a bit more of a fully narrated story versus anything else. Okay.
Not
Before
really.
we move on, I just noticed that the outline of the character seems to overlap the eye there, and but yeah, there's a little bit of like extra skin that's further away from it. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe it was a different layer on the rigging or something.
Oh, by the way, this is one thing I wonder about the characters dying. How come their shirt says 1998?
Honestly, why not?
I know, but like, it's just such a random year. I was thinking, oh, it's the character's birth year. I don't think it's the character's birth year. I don't think this takes place because like they're like I think they're like 16 or something, 16, 17. So unless we're back, like I assume this takes place in the present day. So because like
Well, perhaps it doesn't. Maybe that was the clue that we needed. Although having a shirt with your birth year in it is
it's still also weird.
Yeah. So
I don't know. It just seems such a random number.
Possibly, there's maybe something significant about that. Maybe that's Seym DNA's birth year. I have no idea, how old they are.
Well, why would you have the birth year of a random person?
Seym DNA's the creator of the video. That's not a random person.
Yeah, but in universe, why would you just have a birth year of a random person?
I don't know. With the amount of Easter eggs that Rosie Closey has to herself, it wouldn't surprise me too much. Although I will say that I think I had a hoodie growing up that said like 1968 or something. Obviously not my birth year, nor anyone's in my family to my knowledge. So I think it was just a case that was something that was on sale. So the boring answer could be that this was just a shirt that she thought was cute and was, for sale somewhere, and decided to get it despite the print that was on it.
Maybe. I don't know. I still find that to be a weird detail to include on her character, but with zero to no explanation.
Same as like Taylor Swift in this universe. This is a different level. This is a different way of like self-indulgence compared to something like Aphmau's content, where Aphmau had a period of like making herself the main character consistently. You get people like Seym DNA or Rosie Closey that will elevate their own status, and you're like, okay, as the creators, this is how we indulge like ourselves as the creative people behind the screens, rather than putting ourselves in front of them. It's an interesting contrast there. It's that ultimately it levels out to the same thing, more or less.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Girl jumps through a window.
Yeah, immediately jumped the shark and jumped the window. But by the way, how thick is that glass?
I mean, fair. Maybe it's like, I don't know. But like at the same time, girl, how'd you jump through a window and be fine? Like, how do you just casually jump through a window?
Well, we don't know if she's fine yet. Hang on a second.
Oh, she's fine.
No secret.
Okay, we know she's fine now.
How is she fine? Girl, how you jump through a window and be fine, okay? If I jump through a second-story window, I wouldn't be fine. That's not even the first story. That's second story. We're a floor up. And also, you jump through glass regardless, and you're gonna get cuts all over yourself. Unless the only way you wouldn't get that many cuts on you is if you broke the window right before you jumped in and then jumped through the window. Like through a...
There is no glass, bro. Well, yeah, that's another thing, by the way.
There is no glass in Boston Say.
The entire window shatters. Normally, when you break a window, yeah, very fragile, especially for how thick it is. You think it would be less fragile if that were the case, but no. In fact, it actually shatters more, in its entirety, rather than like that's a very dangerous window design. Imagine someone like leans on it accidentally and they're just like the entire thing crumbles. Yeah, exactly. Like at worst you fall out, at best you have like shards of glass fall onto your elbow. That's not good window design there. Anyway, I could go into how to go about this according to physics. I'll tell you how to go about this according to physics. My leg!
Don't jump through a window. She's trying to be Black Widow so bad. She wants to be Black Widow so bad. You're not Black Widow. You're a high schooler.
Well, she can have the physical trauma that. Well, I mean, didn't Black Widow train from like high school age?
Yeah. Well, no, she's
on her way, I guess. She
trained since literal like 10-year-old age. She was like a full-on like 11-year-old training to be assassin.
Well, there you go. I mean, clearly this is not this character's first rodeo, unless it is, and we're going with the overpowered protagonist again, which I'm hoping we're not. I'm hoping
she's not like other girls. Oh no, I've seen this video. The writing is so bad.
I'm not like other girls. Pan to the other girls in the hospital with like shattered kneecaps.
Oh my god. You know what? We should have a funny joke like that in something if we're gonna have like an overpowered protagonist. It's like, I'm not like other girls. Cuts out all the other girls.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll say this. I could 100% math that down to a take if this is real world physics. Dear Seym DNA, hi, it's me, Austin.
Oh my god.
Vin, if you ever decide to make a channel, that would be a good gimmick for you. Going through real world science for gacha videos to expose the terrible physics kept within. That'd be amazing.
It's uncovered.
Oh.
I guess she managed to catch up? or fell out the window herself in a different location, or ran down super fast.
She
then
also
circled
jumps out the
around in
window.
order to
She also jumped out the window. She's Black Widow.
You want me in now? What can you do? Can you do the calculation in real time? I mean, you're welcome to join, but I mean, from what we just discussed here, it seems like that would take like a second at least, right?
Yeah.
I'll send you an invite anyway, just in case. But still,
it's like, you traitor. Oh my god. Okay.
well, I mean,
Also, why is it a
this does set up the
video?
mystery. Well,
Why is the video like this? Isn't surveillance cameras.
I mean,
this is
th-
like
this-
phone
if
YouTube video
this-
stuff. Someone
if
was filming
if something like this happened at any high school, it would be leaked onto the internet in seconds. So I can see
girl
this
jumps
happening,
through
honestly.
window and gets pushed against the wall called traitor.
Well, yes, something along those lines. Yeah.
It's the new Darman video. Girl jumps through the window.
This is fish. We cannot
Oh, okay. Hello.
allow.
Monies.
I assume this won't be an issue?
Of course.
Good.
What is
I
that?
barely
like?
even check what's inside the box, but I'm gonna assume it's of great monetary value. I'm guessing this is Professor Pabida. I'm guessing that's the name because that's the name of the background and the of the plaque there.
Probably.
Angel
I
will be
love that last
transferring
name.
school.
I love the last name though. Papita. It's great.
Huh? Which school?
I mean,
Well,
does that really matter?
Doesn't matter. She's out of your hair. Also, her name's
DNA
Angel.
high.
Oh, forgot about that.
I told you, yeah. Okay, Anton Pabida. There you go. Oh, Kanto State University. All right. I guess this is
Pokemon fan. Let's go.
Well, Kanto's also a real region in Japan, so
Well,
maybe it's
yeah,
that
but
one.
it's
But
probably closer to a Pokemon reference, honestly.
I mean, I don't know. Pokemon itself was making the reference.
Rich
but, yeah.
people.
You never even asked what really happened. I'm not moving to another school.
Wait, hold on. How did she know that she never asked what really happened? You weren't there inside the class, right? Unless she has super hearing as well as athletic abilities.
No, I think the application was they had a conversation before where she got yelled at, and then she never was like, "You never even asked me what happened."
No,
You
yeah.
know.
Again.
You have no idea how many mountains I had to move just to get you in a prestigious school. Prove yourself worthy and
And now I've done it again, I assume. Oh, by the way, Vin's here.
Yo, what up? I finally checked.
Persona, let's go.
Let's go.
Joker.
Does my audio sound weird? I got the app.
Your
instead
audio
of-
sounds good.
Okay, yeah, just making sure. I'm on an app instead of a website now, so we see what happens. I was doing the math. I was doing the math while this happened. She wouldn't have died. Let's just start with that.
Okay.
Oh
Well,
no.
not
There's one
including
flaw.
not including how much it would hurt based on glass, but she wouldn't have died. So here's the thing. I'm not gonna go into all the math because we don't have time for that unless we do, and if we do, then yeah, all right. But so pretty much due to assuming this is second floor because we didn't get a full pan down shot.
It is the second floor.
Okay, second floor. So yeah, that's gonna be around, let's say, 20, 25 feet. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
So we can start initial, and then we're solving for final. That would be.
I did the math before this. Proceed to do the math.
Okay, listen. I did the math. I have now realized something. That's I misdid the acceleration. I'm gonna be very nerdy for a good 2 minutes. So just give me a few seconds. Oh my
Okay.
goodness.
In the meantime, I'm gonna get off this frame with the character having an ear stuck to the side of her cheek.
Okay.
move you up
What do you mean move up?
and pack your bags. We're leaving tonight.
Are you moving?
What time is my
Yeah, she's moving up. Did you know?
It looks like, yeah.
No, are you moving houses? Because dang, girl, that's
Well,
fast.
It depends. This could be a boarding school. This mother seems
It
like the
could
type
be.
of mother to send her child to boarding school, or to multiple in this case.
By the
Just
way,
give
if
me
they
that
just,
feeling.
I figured it out. If they just fell straight down, but they also jumped out, so I have to include that, and I'll do that in a bit.
Yeah, they kind of
If
went
it's
forward
just
a bit.
straight down, that's 30 meters per second.
They went a bit forward, at least.
Yeah, I know, and I'm about to do that. But just straight down, that's 30 meters per second. That's not death. Death is around 40-45 meters per second, but it's close.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing that this. I'm guessing that this character has like average weight for her age.
I am also assuming that. However, when it comes to this, weight actually doesn't need to be involved, which is interesting.
Okay.
I can explain how all this works after stream because I don't want to have to go into all this during stream.
Fair.
That's why I was surprised that you asked to.
Once
join
you calculate
to
it,
go
tell
with
us. Tell us how
Give me-
bad
give me 2
how
minutes,
bad
'cause
she
I think I
died.
finally got it.
Or got injured or something. I don't know.
Oh, she's 100% injured, but
Heavily
They say
injured.
life is like a box of chocolates.
Oh my
some-
god.
Oh my goodness! Finally! Finally, after 5 years, I am no longer the only Gacha tuber to make a Forrest Gump reference in a debut episode. Thank goodness. See,
That's
I'm
also-
not crazy.
that is also a pretty good-looking box of chocolates, I must say. I would eat like half the things in that box.
I would eat none of the things in that box because none of it's just normal milk chocolate.
Yeah. Which by the way, Forrest Gump. I'm not sure when the book was released, but the movie came out in 1994. So this character could just be very much into the 90s in general, thus explaining. Yeah.
These
for
are
sure.
sweet, some salty. Well, I've been having quite a few bitter ones.
She just leaves again, but she leaves the chocolates there. She just pick up another one.
See what I mean?
What? Is she talking
Also,
to the camera?
the analogy of the box of chocolates doesn't work if you can see the chocolates that are in front of you. That kind of defeats the purpose of the analogy there.
Yeah.
After uncovering one dark secret after another, I had
RFA High Girls exposed. Okay, so hold on a second. So is this character infiltrated Royale Fairy Academy somehow? That has way too many implications.
I don't think that's a thing. I don't think it's actually I think it's just a reference, but it makes no sense.
Yeah,
I don't get.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt and say that RFA stands for something else in this universe.
Yeah, because I
like
hope
it's
it wouldn't stand for
continuity.
Royal Fairy Academy because I would be concerned. Be like, wait, you were at the fairies?
We do know that multiple dimensions exist in the RFA universe, but it doesn't seem like this is one of them.
We haven't seen any humans in the RFA universe though yet, or at all.
No,
so
unless
Well, I mean, with
a
Jacob
balloon
saying there's
type of
multiple
character
dimensions,
is,
that's always a
roaming
possibility.
about.
Yeah, but imagine like making a portal be very hard, and I don't think this character would know how to make a portal to another dimension.
Well, I don't know. She apparently can defy the laws of physics. I don't know why she wouldn't be able to, go into the quantum regions as well.
With
Anyway,
the horizontal, that's 39 meters per second. That's right before the death threshold.
Oh no!
Yeah,
she's getting real close to death.
Yeah. But then you also include the glass.
Oh yeah, the glass.
She's dead.
Oh.
Yeah, which maybe the expose is the fact that the girls were actually tampering their food to become superhumans. Maybe that was the
and she ate the food.
Yeah,
No.
we don't know. We don't know from this post, by the way. If someone's trying to update some people about this, RFA High Girls exposed getting wherever how much out of line here. I'm going to put that notice. That doesn't tell us anything about what happened. Like, that is the worst way to expose, anyone or anything. You have to provide details. Like, I feel like in this day and age where we've where exposing or canceling or whatever has become a culture, you would think that people would have worked out the mechanics of how to do it effectively. But apparently not. Apparently, jumping through a window is more preferable.
By the way, the other girl who ended up running into the person and called them a traitor, they should be dead, not even including the glass. Because based on the fact that they were more behind the girl, yet they reached them relatively faster. That means they jumped out the window faster.
Or she ran. Or she ran. She ran down the stairs.
She's a track
at
star
superhuman
secretly.
speed.
She's like a track star, obviously.
See, but
She's Kiori. Oh my god, she's Kiori. Yeah, that's my explanation.
Crazy.
She's more like Dash.
Who is Dash?
Incredibles.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now. I know a good few Dashes.
I mean, yeah, it's not exactly an uncommon name, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
to do something.
Next time, Newsfish. Newsfish. Well, I can I can see why you call yourself newsfish. You have the memory of one trying to portray something.
My mother always.
Oh, by the way, I mean, me and Charlie got to see our voice actors go it ourselves in the new Feywild episode that we watched. Oh, okay.
I don't know why you're saying my name. I have no clue what you're talking about.
Because Josh has already updated me about this, so he wanted to tell you and Aiden specifically. I guess.
If you bring up practically anything,
where's the next part? It's been 8 days.
I will say this: if you say
sounds to me like you're a coward.
No clue what you're
talking about. I met the suspect in person. She's nothing like you said.
What suspect? There was no one mentioned by name in that post.
Maybe it's previous posts.
Maybe.
I guess. I don't know.
The implications is crazy.
Get your act together, Coco no money. More like Coco no observation skills.
Here's the thing. You know, for once they thought about the implications. They didn't think about the right ones.
No, I guess not. Also, Aiden, you're right. It does mention in modern day because those times have dated 2024. So you're right. It's the present day.
New school, same
Whoa.
people.
So sharp camera angle there.
Nerds, the job.
Which, by the way, you know, what a fascinating way to like go into like the details of this of being like, you know, we're gonna have the extras on screen, but we're going to show them for like mere seconds because I mean I guess that's probably helps save on animation for them, but also make sure that you see the world is lived in even for a split moment before you go into just like a few angles of different people. That's a good way to to get something across effectively without having to go so much into ideas of like everything. Because I know that plenty of people, myself included, when it comes to making extras, end up obsessing over them too much.
And then they're on screen for half a second and no one knows.
Precisely.
I just realized something about this frame right here. Usually pink dumbbells are only 2 to 3 pounds, and it looks like he's actively struggling.
Ha!
It looks like he's trying to like grip it rather than like lift it up. I don't know. I don't see too much tension in his arm.
Dogs.
Nope, he's going.
Yeah, I guess I guess he's able to do it just fine. So I don't know.
Yeah, he was, but like in the still frame, it definitely looked like he was struggling. But then he started going at it.
Hey, look, the mean girl's got a shirt that says B on it for what she is.
Of course, and then she has another one that's floating in midair that she's not actually holding actively.
Why is she holding out?
It's on a coat hanger. I didn't notice the outlines. Never mind. Yeah. It's on a hanger. Okay.
I was still about to make a reference there that you wouldn't understand, but instead I'm gonna make this joke and see if I'm allowed to make it because so the first guy didn't have a letter. Then it's BJ.
Yeah, I saw that as well. I was hoping we wouldn't go into it.
You're all lucky I'm done looking.
That's why I stopped myself here.
Yeah.
Angel, judging the school already?
Yeah, which by the way, again, 1998 being a weird thing. Now it just has one that says box on it. that to me feels much more like a plain design.
It ain't wrong. That's a box.
Judgmental? Of course not.
No way.
He's already made a friend, or maybe had one that already.
I think she had one who already went to school.
Yeah, maybe they just transferred before she did.
Is that his girl?
Her? It can't be.
That trauma has
the pot's about to be stirred, ain't it?
In the classic same DNA fashion, we can't have a guy and girl protagonist without someone presuming that they're together. Great.
Well, I mean, it's high school.
And why was first of all, funny, but second of all, why like Angel seemed to be like she's off frame, but she seemed to be annoyed about the idea of like him winking at other girls, again implying that something is supposed to be going on, but
I don't think anything's
we've just met this character. She's either annoyed at the idea of I guess maybe she's annoyed at like the girls for judging her, but like, oh no, she's way beneath his league or something, or she actually was resentful about it. Either way, funny logger moment.
I didn't
Plays
know
it off
you were
perfectly.
famous around here.
What can I say? My reputation precedes me.
God, the hands. Some of the hands in this is like Rosie Glizzy's hands. God, why are these new hands, the newfangled hands?
I'm also noticing that
because
of the animated medium, none of the characters can stay still for a few seconds. If they're just they're just standing together like this, they'll just be going back and forth and making sure that they have movement. Which
the balance must be kept.
Yeah, on one hand I appreciate, but on the other hand, it does remind me of the
William bit
scene with William where he rock back and forth. I feel like there is like an upper threshold. They're like, okay, we want to like make them seem like they're moving and they're not standing still, especially because you're going ahead with making this polished animation. But on the other hand, there's like the upper threshold being before they look like they're just ragdolls.
Brother's about to get grammar checked.
Yeah, like this guy, for example, he has it put together for the time being, but we'll see how long that lasts.
I'm pretty sure it's proceeds.
Do you really think you're better than me?
God, the constant shaking. Oh, also, when I watched this on my own, I called her Heather because she's dressed like Heather, like the main Heather from the Heather's the Musical. She's like, It's Heather. Her name's Sunshine, but I called her Heather anyways. Her name is Sunshine though. I find that weird though. I'm gonna be honest.
Possible Green Knight reference? I don't know. Maybe.
Which one's the main Heather again?
Heather.
I'm kidding. Heather Chandler, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Chandler. Then
the one that looks like this, apparently.
Yeah, that's Chandler, right? Then McNamara, then Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Glad we clarified that.
Just wanted to remind you both that the assembly.
Okay, now I'm noticing that it's only the characters who are talking that have like the physics of like the movement. Other people seem to they just like stand still. Like,
oh my god, Jacob!
They're static until they react. Mostly.
Jacob, you know, like the things outside the car dealerships that like have their hands go up and down, like woo!
Blacky metal and flame floating two guys.
Oh my god, they're that! When they're speaking, they're that! Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you must be the new girl. We'll see you both at the back-to-school assembly then. Remember, it's mandatory.
Yeah. We'll be there.
And off they go.
With 8-bit sound effects and music.
Did you even look at your schedule? It says you're in...
Well, she was clearly reading it at that
Miss
present
Strict
moment.
is crazy.
Some of this editing is so manic. Like, I hate some of the way the characters move. Like, I appreciate the attempt to make them, like, super animated, but I feel like there is a limit. Like, you can't have them be, like, this animated, because this animated is just kind of gross. Feels gross.
I already referenced that. Yeah, but yeah. Did you even look at your schedule? Is looking at her schedule.
No
way.
Did
you even look at your schedule?
Here we go. Okay. Right,
Miss
Chem. Mr. Strict, Miss Chem, and Miss Mona. Okay.
I wonder what the Mona's referencing. Probably the Mona Lisa?
Well, yeah, probably.
I mean, it's a historical piece, but I would have made that the art teacher, personally.
Yeah.
If we're going with, yeah.
Like,
well, it says you're in class 5. Nobody from
Also, I like how the maths class is room 1, 2, 3.
our class goes to the assembly.
Why not?
You don't want to know. Besides, why waste your time?
Well, I mean, I feel like she probably should know if it's, like, important enough to... okay.
When you can hang with the legendary, hottest, most epic dudes in school.
God,
Welcome
Roll
to
Fairy
class
Academy
5.
heads.
Yeah.
They're not even in the class, though. I don't know why they were there.
Yeah.
Who just suplexed who?
I don't know why it's
well, we don't know any of these people yet, so I guess we're about to find out.
Hopefully. And
I guess the ones that don't get suplexed fall off on their own accord. Sure, okay.
Somebody runs straight into a locker. Somebody just fall down, and somebody gets suplexed.
Oh my god.
And somebody who
oh my god, wait, one of the students in the class is Ghosty, Jacob! For suplexing people!
Yeah, I suppose.
I guess so.
Where are the girls in this class?
Guys!
Wow, the very telling that was your immediate first question.
Where's Maggie and Bea?
I see. Excuse me.
Where are you going?
Washroom?
Oh, go straight into the end of
Were the girls in this classroom, I must have them accompany me, as is the tradition with the female student's body.
Oh my god.
the hall, then turn right.
You're the best.
Don't mess that one up.
I think I'm gonna throw up.
Oh god, some of this editing is
Well,
so
you better,
much
you better
like
make it to the washroom then, before you do.
Oh no,
it's
it's
DNA Sport Gymnasium.
Subscribe Boulevard, or I
Yeah,
think that's
subscribe.
Boulevard. What's the
I don't know what
bull
that
stand
means.
for again?
It's the sound effect that Angel's about to make before she's sick. Bull.
Yeah, I know, but what is it? What is Boulevard?
Maybe it means something.
Yeah, I know, it's an acronym for...
Yes, of course it means something, Aiden. The question is what?
Big lit dungeon garage.
It's the written abbreviation for building.
Oh.
So it's called the
subscribe
building.
building. It's not even like I was gonna say.
No, and then look under the
gym.
look under the DNA gym sign, the smaller one. We got subscribe kana. What does that mean?
I assume it's please in a different language.
Probably, yeah.
Or thank you, maybe.
Maybe.
Would you calm down?
Okay,
I said I
real
would be
quick. I don't like the animation here, but there's one character design I love. You see the girl there?
I mean, there's only two in the front on the screen right now,
Yes.
so it's a 50-50 shot.
I love the character. I love that girl character's design. Her hair, the headband, the sweater vest, the skirt. It's all amazing. It's amazing design.
Your hair.
Like, I love her design.
Nothing can compare to her hair.
I am not picking up on the reference, but that's normal at this point.
Team Star Kid, VHS Christmas Carols from
It was
last year.
VHS. I knew it was Star Kid.
Yeah.
I just couldn't figure out which one.
Okay, yeah. Because we're actively working through it on the Butter Bunch. Anyway, it seems that, good character design aside, firstly, I'm a fan of the plaid t-shirt especially, but yeah, good character design aside, we seem to have her dragging this character along with the tips of her fingers. Just little tips of her fingies, That's all you need.
You expect me to believe that? You were supposed to be here 30 minutes ago.
By the way, one thing that I appreciate about the writing of this so far is that we haven't had any moments of super intense explanations. Either characters don't know things unbelievably so, or they are presumed to know things, and the audience fills in the blanks so far. Or it's
I'm gonna be honest though. I'm gonna be honest. I completely disagree with that praise. Just because, as someone who has seen this whole video, I can say by the end of the video, I am very confused. I know I get confused with Royal Fairy Academy, but I'm super confused with this video too. This video, I'm confused by the end. So as much as you're like, oh, you can infer things, by the end of this video, I don't know what to think or what to infer because I'm so confused with what happens. Because the pacing of this video is pretty manic. It's kind of all over the place, pacing-wise and scene-wise, and it's just very weird. It's a very strange video for me.
I mean, sure, but for the time being, we've just had a character who be dragged on by somebody, and clearly there's something that they've done or that they would do that's in line with their character, and that this person who is a friend of theirs or possibly a guiding mental figure or something like that, some sort of connection, knows them well enough to realize they need to be removed from the situation. That's what we can infer from the situation right now. So that's not confusing yet, and it does invite mystery according to it. Whether it gets responded, that's another thing. That's another issue altogether, and that's usually what we talk about when we get to the end, because we can then.
Yeah, I'm just saying this video is confusing.
Right. It's Seym DNA. I kind of expected that to happen. Nothing that's confusing, by the way, is that they have the outlines that show the lighting reflections on them. The way that Bond does exterior, exterior shots with the sunset and whatever. And I understand that, but that's usually because there's a common light source, which seems to be the windows from behind. But yet both these characters are lit in the exact same way, implying there's a light source that's equal in both directions.
I had practice.
There could be more windows, but we didn't see them from the other character.
Your
Doesn't seem like it. Just there's just a door there.
inability to show up on time is fascinating.
There we go. See, so it's the ability to show up on time. Now we get natural exposition as to what she was complaining about. Mystery
Fair.
somewhat solved. Yeah.
Microphones?
Check.
Our speakers?
Check.
See, again, microphones or speakers. We have two people checking over an itinerary of electronic equipment, either for an AV club, a musical performance, or something of that nature.
Or the meeting in the auditorium that was stated earlier.
Even better.
Making
Yeah.
moves in the halls?
I like how the character with the clipboard just has like a daintily skip, you know? Dainty skip. Why? Okay, I was gonna say why is she sneaking around, and then she literally does like the sneaking pose for a split second.
Because class
is,
5 ain't supposed to be there, I guess.
Well, yes, that's true. I wonder why she is so intrigued. You know, I will say this: it's very rare for a student to be intrigued, for an assembly that they're not required to go to.
Well, I mean, apparently she was like apparently she was really into finding secrets. So you know, before, so maybe she's.
I mean.
Well, yeah, but honestly, if you think that she was like just finding secrets, you think that she would stay within the group that is actively being excluded from this event in order to figure out why they're excluded. Although I guess maybe you have to check out the event itself to maybe like verify that. And apparently she hates men, so we'll see.
Oh my god!
Two birds with one stone, I suppose.
You know, I'm shipping her with the girl within the sweater vest. I'm shipping her now.
Okay.
Okay.
They haven't interacted yet, but
listen,
all the best ships start with one person sneaking behind, observing them from a distance. Just think of marionettes.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the reason why I'm shipping it, because she doesn't like men. Or at least she's kind of weirded out by being around men. So
therefore, you ship her with the first woman that shows up.
Well, yeah, but I also like Sweater Vest Girl. I like her design. Okay.
Keyword.
I like her design. I don't.
So we're going by the Maya method of going by visuals and aesthetics rather than character compatibility.
Listen, okay. The writing here is terrible anyway, so might as well just ship random people. Plus, then we get to avoid a love triangle with two men. Okay, that's what I want to avoid.
This is what encourages Seym DNA to delve into shipping material. You know, the writing is terrible. Might as well ship people, and then the author doubles down.
Listen, I want to avoid her being shipped potentially with the pink-haired guy and like the blue-haired guy, and that being a love triangle. I want to avoid that at all costs. So I'm shipping her.
I hope she's not gonna get shipped with
the brown-haired girl,
because that seems you know.
And you can ship them however you want. I'm gonna ship them to a third school.
Yeah, again, as somebody who's only seen this far into the video, all we know about the pink-haired guy so far is that he is frequently late. Not exactly the worst thing in the world for a person, but again, I'm sure there's more about him later on, because he's clearly important. This better quality in visual rather than the Rail Fair Academy. I mean, I already said that at the beginning of the video.
Good morning, everyone! Welcome back to DNA High! But before we continue...
Hold on, welcome back? Did they... I mean, I guess maybe this isn't a boarding school, or the year has just started, but that also means
the year just started, but I don't think this is a boarding school.
But the mother said they were leaving tomorrow to transfer to a different school. Does that mean that she was there at the other school for a single day? Is she like Percy Jackson, just can't stay in a school for more than like a week?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think it's a boarding school. It's Seym DNA. She's not the best at writing. I'm sorry. She's just not great at writing, okay?
Look, I understand that. I knew that going in. I was one of my questions was whether or not this was going to be better writing wise than Royale Academy.
No.
Yeah, okay, again, if you've seen the video, it kind of ruins the idea of like finding that out for myself as time goes by, but that was my plan going into this, is what I mean.
Well,
The own student.
Well, don't worry.
President,
I'm also going into this blind. I just know less than you do, so.
Okay.
Oh my god, it's Xander with black hair.
Who?
Oh, yay.
From
the
Music
best
Freaks.
Character.
We love Xander. Xander's best character according he's a beloved character according to KW. She loves him.
I still have no clue.
Wait, KW loves Xander?
Oh, KW likes Xander. KW's like, oh, I really like Xander.
Well, how deep's his voice?
Medium. No, I don't think. No, I don't think it's a attraction thing. I think it's more of a she is interested in his character, even though what intrigues her to his character is not great, because it's like, oh, he's flawed, and like, yeah, KW, he's flawed, but Rosie Cozy doesn't know he's that flawed.
She did have a crush on Draco Malfoy growing up, so I mean,
God.
that's also I guess it aligns with that idea.
Oh
maybe.
God, I hate Xander. You know what? What's his name? You know, his boyfriend deserves better. Okay,
Luke.
Luke deserves.
Well, I
better.
mean, okay, literally any character in Music Freaks is better than Xander. Like, that's not saying much.
What's Music Freaks?
Another voice acted animated Gacha show. We'll show it to you eventually. You'll enjoy it. We already reviewed all of it.
How many things do you have
possibly
to show to me?
possibly the most beloved and highly revered Gacha series of all time.
I'm still not a fan of Xander.
better
We'll
or
never
worse.
be a fan of Xander.
I don't know who this Xander
Thank you,
is.
everyone, for coming today. What is that?
So,
What is
It's called
that?
it's
Not the
called a
one.
human. It's called a human. I don't know if you've met any before, you know?
I'm sorry, but we do not classify class 5 people as humans in this economy.
Oh my God.
Apparently not, but they're classified as that instead of who, so you never know.
class 1.
Oh, good lord, the creepy smiles on their face like,
This is how you start out a Goosebumps episode.
Here's the thing, though. I'm pretty sure she's behind the curtain. The camera
This is-
shots
this is
wouldn't
how-
give that indicator, but
No,
like,
I think
I'm
they're
pretty
just
sure she's behind
staring
the counter.
at Xander.
this is how KW would look at this character, but it's all of the front row instead.
I'm so
And one
scared.
guy waving in the background.
And they must be from the other classes.
Wow, well
So,
done. How'd
I
you
wonder
figure
what
that
she's
one
putting
out?
together.
Also, they look like they're only like a single class. Like, you know, maybe just a single class, maybe like slightly over one class.
Yeah, the room doesn't feel like they're big enough.
Or maybe
I mean,
just
again,
the
given-
higher the class number goes, the smaller the amount of people in the class.
Oh, they have an elite system. That's why class 5 is so full, because they haven't purged anyone.
That's
from it
why
yet.
class 5 isn't classified as humans.
Oh my God, that's why they're classified as that.
I
But
will
also,
say,
just based on the smiles alone, a good news is for class 5, they ain't a part of the hive mind.
Oh my God.
yeah,
They are
I
going
will
to
say.
hive mind, no.
I will say we are 5 minutes into this video and 7 seconds, and that is the first line that felt like it was an observation that the audience could have made without the character having to, verbally confirm it.
You
for
know,
us.
the rest of the school
Which
has gone
is a
through.
relief, relatively speaking, to the same DNA stuff.
Yeah, you know, the rest of the school has gone through apotheosis, except for class 5. No one else has gone through apotheosis.
Mm-hmm.
Except class 5.
Yes, again, except we will cover that. I'm kind of the same.
Oh no, you're being eyed.
Glasses. Harry Potter glasses. Confidential. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun
Yeah,
dun.
because everyone leaves confidential notes in the middle of the lectern that anyone could access.
Guys, it's a convenient plot device. No
Oh
way.
my God! Wow. Man, this is such good writing. You know, I've never
I guess
seen a
she's
show
going to
so well
expose
written.
another academy then, but also not tell people what the exposition was.
No way,
Class
guys.
1 report?
That's not what it says. It says confidential. No wonder you're in class 5. You can't read.
Achievements and eligibility in class 1.
Strictly confidential. Strictly confidential. Just to make sure
August
people are
20th,
clearly.
Considered it's considered about conflict in 4 grades. Maybe does concern the contagion of studies at DNA.
continuation.
Dismissal of class 5. However, the board has opportunity for redacted to grow.
Wait, they might open up the
With
folder more. Give it a few seconds.
Importance class change for his normal.
Yes, I think it's the proposed dismissal of class 5, but the board has, as I guess, revoked that, and somebody is on probation right now. One of the characters is.
This is where you grab a photo.
Where the name has been like blanked out in the confidential letter. You think that people, the ones who would need to read this, would need to know who is being discussed.
But also, then again, they left it in the open on a lectern, so I mean...
Oh, no, I guess we're not getting it more open. Never mind.
Oh.
No, I kind of thought so, because I left it for a few seconds, and the
Yeah.
animation didn't continue to move, so I thought...
The thing is,
Angel.
this is when you get a photo and run.
Done messing with other people's business.
Messing with other people's business.
Who are
is good.
you?
I'm the janitor! Yes!
She's been upgraded. She's been promoted from a what to a who. Now
Oh
she's
my
received
goodness.
as human.
Wait,
Oh
no,
my
wait,
God.
but he doesn't know that she's in class 5 yet. He's about to demote soon.
Oh.
It's
Yeah,
about the
that's
demoter to a
fair.
thing
Yeah.
again.
Hi, I'm Washroom. I mean, I got lost while looking
I'm
for the
Washroom.
washroom. So,
I-
hiya.
Hi, I'm Washroom.
Gotta go.
I am
Which,
also...
By the way, you know how we compared like another character to Xander before? I just realized these look like Haley and Elliot.
Who?
Oh my god. Elliot.
Also Music Freaks characters.
Ah.
Again,
Oh my
could
God,
be a coincidence, but you know.
It probably
Coincidence? I think not.
Oh yeah, bye. Just gonna take the letter with you. You're dumb as people's lives. We're not gonna put the thing back.
This is
No,
why
of
you
course
take a
not.
photo and run. If it's on your phone, they're not going to check your phone. That's invasion of
Well, I
privacy.
mean, if they see you take the photo, they're gonna check your phone. They're gonna check your phone then.
I don't know.
Invasion of
Someone else
private
can
property.
figure this
Then you
out.
can sue.
I mean, yeah, but schools have this weird code of conduct where they do actually have a right to check your phone. I'm pretty sure if you're in the
Yeah,
school
but the
building.
students don't.
Oh, the students don't. But if a teacher is told about it, they have a right to technically check your phone. Which kind
The
of
issue is we haven't seen a single teacher yet. We know they're
That's a
existing.
good point. We want to meet Mr. Strict and Miss Chem and whatever the other one was called. I forgot.
No, it was Miss Mona.
Mona. There we go. Yeah.
What?
Make a run
wow,
for
yeah,
it.
sure.
I don't know.
Run, girl, run!
The washroom's the other way, genius.
Stupid.
I mean,
What?
this
No?
is-
Yes! Slap yourself with a paper right in front of him.
No way, bro.
Bad Dobby! Bad Dobby! Bad.
Yo, she's
Dobby
creating
needs to
her
be
own
punished.
convenient. She's creating her own convenient plot device. No
Oh my
way.
Idiot, moron, bonehead.
I'm sorry?
I thought we were citing synonyms.
What? No, she just
No,
said idiot
what?
multiple times. What do you mean? She
Well, no,
repeated
oh no,
the
I
word.
think because he called her like a doofus or something, and she said stupid, and then he's
Yeah.
This is his attempt at socializing, and it's not working.
I'm telling
Nah,
you what's really going on here.
I don't mind.
I gotta go to the
Ooh.
bathroom. I gotta go to the
Yeah, like,
bathroom.
do you want me to go into the logistics of what I'm doing in there? You don't want to know.
Feisty, are we?
How about you head back on stage and forget this ever
No,
happened?
Stop waving it in front of him!
Honestly,
Guys!
she does bring up a good point, though. Why is he not on stage right now? If he's got to be in this assembly, he doesn't have time to check on random students with random confidential letters, to be honest.
Random controversial letters.
If
that
he
have
waits
been
long
left
enough,
unattended.
everybody sees that he's there, and then the whole thing is exposed.
Well, I think they're like, in the wings right now. I'm not sure if they could like draw the curtain back and see them, although maybe that is what's going to happen.
I think
don't
they're
know.
in the
Yeah,
way.
no, but then
Hand it
soon
over.
enough, the other people are gonna come looking for him, and then they see that she grabbed the confidentiality.
This
Then
is where you
she-
run, girl. This is where you run.
If she can survive jumping out a 2-story window, she can probably run pretty fast.
That's where you run and be like, "Hey,
Well,
I really
not
had
as
to
fast
use
as
the
the
restroom."
not fast as the girl who called her a traitor.
Yeah,
Right.
that one should be dead.
Oh,
Fight.
Get your hands off!
Rip it.
No.
Again, if she's done with messing people's lives, why does she care?
You can
I
see it
don't know.
getting-
She's very inconsistent, I guess. with
She's
what she
already
wants.
been
Hey,
caught.
how do they not
so-
notice this?
Yeah.
You let go.
As we all know, DNA
As we all know, take up your favorite line.
What's the issue with as we all know?
Because if you already know, why are you saying it?
It's the worst way to do exposition.
Oh,
I've been doing so well so
tell me
far.
about-
You were the
tell me
chosen
about-
one. You were supposed to bring good exposition, not join the bad ranks.
She spent all the all-right writing tokens she had on
In
the early
breaking
part of the
laws
video.
of physics.
It broke my camera. There you go.
No. As we all know, it broke her
They
camera.
broke physics and the camera.
Yes.
High has been a top school for more than 7 decades.
Unfortunately, some classes taint our school's reputation. Are we...
And therefore we must purge them. Commence the thinning, please.
So
I love this. It's like we've been in top school, but like the evil dumb people are making us go down. We must get rid of them. They're stupid. God.
I'm gonna be completely.
You know, they're a few sentences away from talking about how they want to purge the poor. It's like we need to get rid of the poor. Our economic growth would increase if we got rid of the poor.
As someone who went to a Catholic elementary and middle school, this is exactly what it was like.
Scary.
Have you heard of the of the Thinning, the movie?
Oh yes.
Aiden?
No. Sounds like Slender
okay.
Man.
Time to explain the thinning. I don't feel like explaining the thinning. You can do it, Jacob.
Okay, well, it was a YouTube original movie. But the concept of it was that you know, overpopulation was a thing, and so they decided that they need to like purge like a specific portion of the population. So they decide
to purge the poor.
No, not quite. Purge
this was the one by
decide that
right?
Yeah, they decide that they're going to have, you know, like standardized tests or something like every single year for like every year group, and the people on like the bottom
starting
10%,
in kindergarten,
I think. Yeah, starting in kindergarten. Yes. Yeah. So yeah.
Logan and or Jake Paul. I don't remember which one.
It was Logan Paul.
It was Logan.
He was one of the two main characters. Yeah. The other one I think was Peyton.
Oh, no wonder they wanted to purge Logan Paul.
Oh, well, no! He actually was one of the smarts.
That's unrealistic. I'm calling unrealism.
Acting. He was a character.
I'm calling unrealism. It's Jake Paul or Logan Paul.
You're wrong.
It's the Paul brothers.
Like movie plot wise, you're wrong.
Oh. So it was one of the dumb ones, so it is realistic.
Aiden, you're fine if I spoil this because Jacob's wrong.
I don't like
pretty much
Batman in general, so I've never seen
what's the girl's character name again?
I actually don't remember the character names.
I don't remember. We're gonna call them Paige, because why not? So
sure.
Paige is one of the smarter ones. She for some reason fails the test. So she's sent off. Logan Paul's the mayor's son. So the mayor, after seeing Logan's test score, switches his test score with Paige's. And then he does that for like a football quarterback and like that, just so they survive. So, and then this whole wild goose shenanigan whatever happens, and turns out at the end, after they figure out switching, Logan Paul, or whatever his character's name was, ended up barely failing. And then he almost passed. But according to the rules, the mayor switched it off to kill his son. So that's why he switched it with Paige. Even though then things start getting complicated and
again, didn't he try to deliberately fail to protest the test?
That happened later on.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Drag all of us down?
He did do that. But that ended up happening after. That happening first, in which they switched him with a different character, in which that one didn't really matter. It felt a little bit off, but Then when it switched it with Paige, and Paige was one of the main characters, then, oh my goodness, no way. Why? How did she fail? Whoa.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, they probably should have chosen somebody who was in the bottom passing percentile, but there you go.
No way!
Conspicuous.
The student council prepared a petition for us to remove those bad apples!
Ah, of course. The classic anime trope of the school council has unrealistic levels of power.
We prepared what?
Okay, I'm just gonna say it. You would not believe the petition we just signed. We, the students of Westernburg High.
Oh god, yeah. I don't know if we say the whole thing.
Stop there because I don't know if I can say that on the
will cease to exist.
Will cease to exist. And then, you know what?
Goodbye.
Just to make sure, Jacob, you've watched Heathers, right?
No.
Jacob's lame. I need to show Jacob a recording of the Heathers or something.
Why is it for once that I know something like Jacob doesn't? What's happening?
Heathers is awesome.
Heathers is awesome.
It was bound to happen. You've been talking about it non-stop for the video.
Petition!
Anyway, Can we count on you to support us?
Can we count on you to purge the evil? Oh.
Which I'm guessing this is why there are no teachers at this assembly.
Yeah.
And also why Class 5 was banned from here. Which incidentally,
yeah. Hey, Class 5, we want to
friend-
purge you. Just don't. We're not allowed to hear what you're
yeah.
talking
Oh,
about.
hold on. So Angel's friend, from the beginning, whose name I don't know, he said like, oh, you're in Class 5. You're not like required to go to the assembly. Why? You don't want to know. Implying that he already knew about the purge thing and was very happily telling her about that, as if like, oh yeah, your days are numbered. But you do want to know about that.
He's also in
no
Class
spoilers
5.
for the event.
He's also in Class 5's the problem. So he's
Yeah,
getting
but the
cursed
issue
too.
with that is it also seemed like he was very close with what seemed like a good amount of the girls, and I just based on assumption, he was probably banking on that fact to get him out of it.
Potentially, yeah. If anything, he might be constantly, flirting with them or winking at them or whatever in the hallways in order to ensure that he's like in their minds.
The evil genius of the whole show, right?
Don't purge me.
To be honest, I would love if that was the twist. Not gonna lie.
That would be
I
a
don't
crazy
think that's
twist.
a twist realistically. I think he's meant to be like Casanova or whatever.
I will be stealing that twist for D&D, because why the hell not?
I mean, sure. It's not like it'd be the first time a D&D character would use their own like visual appeal to try and get the better of the situation.
That's why persuasion checks exist.
Mm-hmm.
High, the best of the best.
Honestly, actually, wait, Vin, attractiveness should be a stat in D&D, I think.
Okay.
Imagine what that would do to the world.
Okay, I mean, here's the thing about that. It would. Then you have to deal with. I have to deal with how the characters actively look throughout the whole thing. And as you have seen, I do horribly with designing characters, as in like explaining them to you visually.
Yeah, because I have to improvise and try and find the preset in them. Yeah, but yeah,
I mean,
okay.
but that also would really determine because like different creatures have different beauty standards. Like for example, maybe an orc's beauty standards being like I don't know, having like a super long tooth or something.
Yeah.
I think it would maybe work relative to like the species in question, maybe, or possibly some like leeway, because apparently humans are just the hottest creatures in the fantasy universe because they're constantly, one half of every hybrid that exists.
I will say this: I have done something like that. I'm gonna see if I can find the list of the new stats, as I called it.
Right. Okay.
It was. What were the stats? I'll find it in a bit. You keep going.
Yeah, these reaction shots that come out to like every time with these, like on one hand I love them because of because of the fact that we actually get the reactions from the people rather than just like the audio. On the other hand, it is very obvious that there's a lot of crossover between the expressions and the mouth is identical in all of them.
We cannot let this class hit us in the face.
Oh, here we go.
So it's only one class. Also, hit us in the face gets hit in the face. All right, okay,
I found
fine.
the stats, by the way.
Oh, that was.
So it wasn't physical looks. It was. I would usually say this with an accent, but my voice is dying, so I won't. Gumption, chutzpah, moxie, childlike wonder, the cut of my jib, and a certain je ne sais quoi.
Wow.
Brilliant. I love those. Yeah.
Ow.
Half of those I would consider synonyms, but fair enough.
Oh, now I see
That
them.
was the funny.
No, Samuel, my baby.
He's not a baby.
No.
Oh no! My child, who is for some reason the same age as me, has died.
Oh no, that's also a common thing of like people like adopting each other in friend groups or something. That I can.
Yeah.
Dude!
What?
How many figures am I holding?
He doesn't. I mean, he's not. His glasses just broke. He probably wouldn't be able to tell you if he tried. He had to put them on to see
It's
someone
like-
speaking away, mere feet away from him.
Man,
First aid,
Girl,
please.
girl, run for it, run.
come on, you gotta get out of there. And you've
First
been...
aid.
What
please.
are you
Don't
doing?
Raise my voice. Bring the
Why did
first
you-
aid. I said, bring the first aid. Don't let me raise my voice again to call for you.
Why are you walking onto the stage? Don't be a good person. Get the hell out of there.
Don't be a good person. I feel like we're missing a key trait of this character.
I'm so sorry.
You say
I
that.
didn't mean to.
Get
I'm
away
probably
from me.
missing it too, but
Okay,
yeah.
well, to be fair, you're the one who grabbed the file. You tried to grab the file out of my hand. Okay, this is partially on you. To be fair,
with the context clues of the file, you know, in the first place, like the idea of like, you know, the proposed dismissal from somebody from class 5, presumably there's more papers underneath there. The implication is that that's the file prepared by the student council in order to purge class 5. However, we didn't know that, neither did she, because she barely read like part of it, and the names were redacted. So
this is why you
why would you redact the names?
Wait a minute. Remember how we just said that there's a possibility that her friend is using his attractiveness to benefit him? Remember what it said in the piece of paper? It said that there was a proposed dismissal for him from class 5. However, they saw potential in him, so apparently that was being reconsidered.
Power of attraction, guy. Crazy.
I guess.
Well, I mean, in the real world and in the gacha world, it works sometimes.
And in the thinning, there were the thinning it tried to work.
You know,
and
in the thinning,
who tried to trade favors for, you know, a passing test score of one of the teachers.
You know,
oh my god, it's like the favors that what's her name would give the green-haired guy in Sword Art Online Bridge. Or all the quest you'd send him in.
What?
Okay. No, that took me a second. That wasn't a favor, that was a quest. The point of that is that...
What are you referencing, and why am I scared?
Sword Art Online Bridge is great. I love Sword Art Online Bridge.
Abridged?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's
okay,
like...
that means two things. One, they can say much more concerning things.
Yes.
They do, and they have.
It's comparably funnier.
Yeah, well, Sword Art Online... Sword Art Online isn't good in general, but the Bridge series is amazing. It's a masterclass. It's actually good. So you know.
I would love to watch.
That's something we need to show you. Yeah.
I would love to watch Sword Art My Lawn.
Mulan, Sword Art Mulan.
No, Sword on My Lawn would be like the worst Arthurian legend remake of all time. Pull the sword out of the patch of grass, please.
Guys, you hear about that new isekai coming out? It's called Sword on My Lawn. And the fact is,
someone pulled out the sword from a garden, and they immediately were teleported to a different world where they were the king.
You could 100% get away with that being the name of an isekai.
I actually think that's a good idea.
It would. And you could actually get away with that being the name of an isekai, because anything can be the name of an isekai.
Imagine if the sword was sentient as well. It was like the guide within like the world as well.
The sword is just a magical girl familiar.
It can manifest like in spirit form alongside the main character.
Write that down.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there we go. I think I've determined what I want my Chimation story to be now.
You're welcome, Jacob. You're welcome.
Thank you. The amount of things that we've said as stories, like as jokes that have then end up coming true. The people above started from a one-off joke that we made about about introducing a princess via jetpack. That became an actual thing.
The what?
Yeah, the people above.
Oh yeah.
What is the people above, and why does the princess have a jetpack?
Cause age 3.
Cause what?
That doesn't mean anything, Aiden. I don't think Vin knows about the ages yet.
Oh.
What is the ages?
Wait, the people above. The people above is one of my gacha shows. It was, in fact, it was actually the first voice-acted Gacha Life series to start.
Gacha Life 2, but you know, hey, I almost had the record, ironically.
Yes, there was
and then you were
a whole
evil.
thing where.
Then you're evil.
Well, that's because you betrayed me.
I didn't betray you. I just did something random, and you know.
What's that button?
Yeah. Okay. So here's what happened to refresh people's memories of that period of time. So the people above was originally like a team up project. Well, it still was a team up project between myself, Aiden, and Emily. Before Gacha Life 2 even came out, to get ahead of the game, so we could release the first Gacha Life 2 voice acted series. We wrote the entire script for the first episode, recorded all the lines, mostly characters played by us, a couple people here and there that weren't. Edited that together, and we're waiting for the visuals to come out, and we actually assigned ourselves, which scenes we would do in order to make it happen.
Listen, I couldn't use GL2 very well, and Mrs. Dice
We will get to that. We will get to that, Aiden. I'm not done. So what happened was that both Aiden and Emily dropped out of the idea when Gacha 2 came out and was an incomplete version of what was promised. Which you think was somewhat understandable because, yeah, we were kind of, you know, somewhat misled.
Somewhat.
And there were,
Somewhat.
I say somewhat because some of the things that we were promised we did, in fact, receive. But it made things complicated, and because there's always a learning curve with every new Gacha game, the fact that some stuff was missing that we were familiar with was not good. It made the curve like much steeper at the time. Now I've gotten used to it, and it's not so much of an issue anymore, but it was back then. So because of that, I basically trudged on my own because, you know, I'm a stubborn person like that. So yeah, I kept on working on it. Like they're basically like almost like every waking moment. Like I stayed up and was like editing whenever I wasn't you know, streaming or doing something else or whatever. And then I find out that there's a video that Aiden that Aiden is about to premiere. Well, in 2 weeks' time.
We're gonna premiere in 2 weeks.
Mrs. Dysart. Yeah, that was made entirely in Gacha Life 2. That was set.
And
for 2
you
weeks
saw
in
the end
future.
result of that video though, because like I had no walk cycles, had no like interesting animation. Like it was a fine video, but it's like it was a lot more of a mess compared to the People Above. Like People Above is actually way better put together.
Thank you, but once again, I didn't know that because I'd seen a few previews. I think I saw like a preview of a scene, maybe. Not necessarily a guarantee the full episode would be like that. But yeah. So all I knew at the time was Aiden had finished a project by himself after dropping out of the one that we were, you know, endeavored into, and that kind of felt a bit like sabotage. So I kept. Yes, exactly. So suddenly I had a deadline, so I doubled down even more on top of that. Also, like, had a few minutes where I tried to like get Emily to come back because Emily did do like the first scene in People Above, and help out in a few aspects. And basically I even trimmed down some of the stuff that I was going to do because I want to have like a you know, the scene there's scenes in the town and show like the establishing of like the different citizens, and then have Emil rush through in a later scene and smash a bunch of things. But I did that instead off screen, which arguably made it even funnier, and that's the part that people always the people like the most about the episode. So it was a happy accident. But yeah, like eventually the episode did in fact release, and I released it, I think, like, I don't know, 20 minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes before Aiden's video came out, with no premiere, no fanfare whatsoever. I just dropped it.
And how'd that go for you?
All the time that I had.
How'd that go for you?
It worked. Well, it worked out. I got the record that I was working towards.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Because episode 1, you could really tell that I didn't know really how to do walking cycles. We didn't really have any proper walking poses or know what to do for that. So instead of having the characters walk, I have a screenshot, like I have a close-up on other characters, and you just hear steps, and then you cut to a screen where the character's on screen. Like, you can tell from this Dicer episode 1, I didn't know what I was doing for most of that. So I'm like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah, well, Mrs. Dysart, well, first of all, the episodes are relatively short, but second of all, they are designed for efficiency. Possibly to a detrimental degree, but again, that's been debated in reviews that we have done since those episodes came out. But yeah, I guess also the thing is that obviously, you know, we both wrote each other's things, so we helped write each other's things. So
also,
I knew the storyline, so I knew it wasn't going to be like super long.
Yeah, it was like only 4 minutes, episode 1.
but I don't think the true scope of the minimalism hit me until I watched the video. So again, didn't know that going in.
Well, to be fair, it would have been objectively a lot better if it was main Gacha Club, because that's something I worked with before, and I could easily figure that out a lot better.
Yes, but that wasn't the idea behind.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I assume.
Well, that wasn't the initial idea.
Thing.
Mrs. Dysart was written with Gacha Club in mind, like a year before it came out.
Why then did you decide to switch to Gacha Life 2?
Impulse.
Because Impulse.
I was right. Let's go.
Right, yeah, because again, that also was part of what felt like sabotage.
It was literally Impulse. You know how I work. I work on Impulse. I don't work off planning. I work off Impulse most of the time.
In the words of almost everybody know, I felt like it, so we do.
I'm just like, most of my video editing is Impulse. Oh, hello. Oh, God. Never mind. Ignore that.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Ignore that.
I am ignoring it.
We get
more
botted.
Interesting than this episode.
We
I
got
talked about this
botted.
in a Walking Wednesday video, like, you know, when it came out. But yeah, I've obviously, in an anecdote form, it's much more succinct. So, yeah.
Yo, I'm 100% gonna spam that email.
Good grief. Okay. Well, I guess it's there. Do what
Fight
you will.
spam with spam. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Listen, I'm a tech person. I gotta connect that thing all the way over. We gotta go. Gotta connect that thing to multiple email accounts. We're gonna get them all to siphon into there, and we're just gonna spam them with the stupidest things physically possible.
You know they're probably still watching, right? You probably don't want to say all this out loud.
And
Oh,
you know what? With these kind of bots, I'm pretty sure they just drop in and
Input
leave
and then
immediately
leave. Yeah.
Okay.
to go through each stream.
It's more efficient.
Why didn't come to the assembly?
What? I'm not
I'm
surprised.
gonna rewind because I didn't hear that line.
I thought Class 5 didn't come to the assembly.
What?
How does she know that she's in class 5? Has she seen the file? Again, unrealistic
Probably.
power the student council would not have in reality.
I'm not surprised that she's from class 5.
Really, because you should be.
Exactly. It's only the first day of school.
It's only the first day of school, therefore I've judged your entire intellect level because reasons.
We can fully judge you just because you seem a little bit different.
Or because you're too close to that one guy who is also in class 5 that we admire.
I was
Again,
just gonna
consistency.
say, welcome to high school, everybody. This is just high school, but with like Middle Ages ranking system.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Okay.
She's a serf. Wait, a serf or
Right.
low rank? I don't know.
See how
It
the
is,
serfs
yes.
walk in circles.
All right.
Oh, you didn't
but
get that.
yeah. By the way, also the random thing here, but actually this is probably the most effective like shrugging away like shyly position that I've actually seen. One thing I want to replicate in Gacha Life 2 now actually.
This is why you're not
Miss
supposed to be a
Fish
good
and
person.
Mr. Dunn,
Hmm?
to my office now.
Oh, so there is a teacher there.
Why does he sound so nasal?
Wait a minute. There is a teacher there. So basically, a teacher was standing there while one of the students was like, "We must purge them! We must murder them in the streets! They're making us all look bad!
Listen,
They don't
Aiden.
have the right eye color! They're
Aiden.
not blonde like me!"
Aiden,
Like, oh my
Mr.
God.
Strict just does what Mr. Strict does. If your
I assume
name,
it's Mr. Strict, but we don't know.
if your last name is Strict, of course you're gonna want to purge people. That's just
Again,
the natural inclination.
if this character is Mr. Strict, we haven't heard his name yet.
He said office, but you know.
He did say
That
office.
doesn't, yeah, well, you have to be named Mr. Strict to have an office.
Okay, let's keep
What
rolling.
if
Again, he
the
probably is,
principal?
but we haven't heard that yet.
What if
Again,
it's
we're
the
making
principal, guys?
Principal Strict, yeah.
The implications have dived down heavily. The principal is wanting this to happen too.
By the way, speaking of principals and offices, Aiden, does that delivery sound familiar to you?
What?
Let me just rewind.
Miss Fish and Mr. Dunn, to my office now.
Mike Wazowski.
I was thinking more Principal Pearson's office now.
Oh.
I was also getting Mike Wazowski, I will say that.
Mike Wazowski.
Well, yeah, because you haven't watched The Mutant Girl, so you wouldn't have
I
got what
haven't,
I was
but
going
yeah.
for.
So,
Sunshine.
The Mutant Girl. Oh, Sunshine.
Please continue.
Please continue with your
Please continue your inspiring speech of you know
of radicalizing all the students against the perceived dumb ones, against perceived enemy. Keep radicalizing them. You with your blonde hair and blue eyes. You know, I'm sure this is great on your end. This doesn't look bad at all.
Closer and closer to getting
admittedly
to
questionable
getting
character design from that
It's
regard.
like, I
you're right.
wouldn't design her like that if you're gonna have a character say that. I mean, that just kind of gives off, we must get rid of the imperfects. We must cleanse.
See, Aiden, we're getting closer and closer to somebody who will physically just be JP.
What?
I don't remember the second name. My brain is farted. Oh no, what's the name of the...
Oh wow, you know, this teacher's kind of a hypocrite. Be the reason someone smiles today, as you are actively encouraging someone to discard all, like, the rejects. Wow. You know, I think this is kind of hypocritical on your end. I've got to be honest. I don't
potentially, but I think that's kind of the point in this instance because if we look at this other words that someone smiles today, the principal or the teacher is not smiling. It's meant to be a visual contrast. You know how there's you see like there's a lot of times there's like something ironic behind like the wall of some characters like Principal Brown in Gumball or maybe Principal Faust in the Owl House. You know, with a picture of himself as well. It's either like a deliberate comparison that really shows their character, or something that contrasts their character, but also portrays like the facade they're supposed to be. There's to emanate, but fail to do so.
Am I clear?
Yes, Principal Bean.
I actually missed what line you said, so I don't know if you are clear.
It is the principal.
No,
going
we
back,
had a hard
we're going
cut.
back.
We had a hard cut in the middle of the conversation.
Am I clear?
Yes, Principal Bean.
Principal Dean?
Principal Bean, I think.
No, it's Dean.
Hey.
So he's the principal
right.
and the dean. Let's go.
Oh, God.
And now we get this.
No!
What were you saying before about romances and love triangles potentially?
I want her to be in love with the brown-haired girl, not
They
him.
haven't interacted. Okay, but also going back to what you said about the pink-haired boy from before, because again, all that we knew about that character when you said that was that he was known for being late, or at least known amongst his friends for being late. Now we can actually see how much they've clashed as people and how insulting he has been, and now I can agree with you and say, yeah, it's not a good idea. At least unless he has sort of personal growth, yeah. Like by Seym DNA logic, yes, this is definitely peak romance, but
what do you mean? This is amazing romance. You know, Seym DNA is the best at romance. You know, like
we're calling him Eric. Seym DNA has a type that keeps making it in as the central focus.
What?
Eric is the name of one of the characters in Royale Fairy Academy. Okay, like the first and main love interest
probably
that Rosabella has. So again, I think Seym DNA has a type.
No way, Josh.
God, it's like Aphmau with like being in love with like the bad boy kind of character. The bad boy / mysterious guy.
Listen, we will not fall for him, dude. Do not worry. Give us 5 minutes and at least one.
It's not us. Oh, by the way, Jacob, you missed this on the Dead by Daylight stream. But so we were playing with this guy in the skin who is one of the characters I have a mild crush on in the game. And you know what the skin was? Him shirtless. So that whole match, I was just thirsting over this man. Okay, I was thirsty over him. He's like,
so
hello.
So it wasn't just the character. It wasn't just the character that was the one I had the crush on.
Aiden, what are your dreams? Aiden, what are your dreams? I need to reach into that sleeping mind of yours and tell me what you see.
Actually,
okay, I'm gonna tell you the same thing that Nathaniel once told Hera. Are you sure you want an answer to that question?
I'm gonna be honest. My dreams are literally just my anxieties. Like, I only have anxieties in my dream. I never actually have like fantasy dreams. I literally they're just my anxieties manifesting in my dreams.
And Aiden, what about your daydreams?
Honestly, those are more like fantasy action dreams in my head that I either dream of my characters or like myself. I'm gonna be honest. I don't I don't daydream about people in general.
I was about to say we have not entered the threshold. Okay, good.
Oh.
I miss you, Eric.
Do you have a thing for Eric? Do you have a thing for Eric?
Do you have something you need to tell us?
I think we've probably had this conversation in a previous Royale Fairy Academy.
Royale Fairy Academy. Every time we watch it, I develop some form of like trauma / brain rot. So
I don't know what you're talking about, but like, okay.
Well, we're talking about the fact that it's not just Rosabella that seems to be interested in Eric.
No, I don't know these characters.
Does it not like Derek? Yes, I did know that. It was kind of clear from the way you constantly like exclaim his name every time he gets brought up. It's like Felix. Every time someone says the word Felix, you write like Felix in the comments.
Okay, I didn't know, but I feel like that makes sense because I just don't know.
You haven't watched the RFA reviews.
I don't watch things.
I was there for half of them, but half the time we're watching there, I get frustrated. So
my existence here is pretty much. I'm here to vibe, but also I'm usually, if I'm in stream, I'm the person going in 100% blind.
Fair.
Yeah.
Anyways,
except in these reviews where I'm supposed to be
potential
going
love
blind.
interest number 3 here.
Number 3.
Yes.
Don't stress about it.
Which, by the way, we've achieved what RFA took 8 or 9 episodes to do in one in 2/3 of one episode.
So either our pacing has gotten perfect, or we went way.
Oh wait, is she blushing or is she shocked? Because the eyes and the blush ain't conveying the same thing.
She's getting hit with both.
Maybe it's both. You know, maybe she's feeling.
Yeah, she's getting hit with both.
I mean, I
Or
guess.
just should date and kick out class 5 or something. But one of them is in class 5,
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the one.
Well,
that's
I guess again
there
with the implication
hot.
of him, like, you know, yeah, exactly. The implication being, I guess if he dates someone outside of class 5, maybe he would be saved.
How does that work? Like, but to get rid of class 5, where would the class 5 person go if they were even safe? Like, would
Jacob,
they go?
If we're going by
class 4?
Jacob, if we're going by the medieval
maybe,
system,
yes.
if we're going by the medieval system that we have assumed,
Class 5 allegedly.
the person who dates the class 5 falls down to class 5.
Oh, that would be even worse.
Yeah, because going by the assumed medieval ranking system that has seemed to be applied.
You're dating a poor, you go down to poor.
You date a class 1.
Yes, pretty much.
Dates
Yes.
a class 5. The class 1 becomes a class 5.
But here's the thing: if there is no class 5 anymore, then there's nowhere to go other than, I guess, class 4 in that instance.
Yeah, but they're allegedly dumb because they're in class 5, so therefore
they have
going
dumb
to class
it's called
4,
non-existence.
class 4's average dropped a tad bit. Because you're adding a bit of dumbness to the
Yes,
smartness.
it drops a tad bit versus the entire class 5 dropping down the average significantly more.
They're trying to get rid of them. They're just gone.
Wouldn't it make more sense to spread out class 5 amongst all the classes? That way they're not dropped down as much, maybe?
No, because their grades would still stay the same, Aiden, and therefore
Yeah, but
the average
also
would
then
also
you
stay
would
the
have
same.
people in the class who are able to help the dumber people.
That is if they're willing to help. If their solution, if they get riled up so easily to purge them out of the school entirely, it stands to reason that there aren't too many philanthropic students out there.
Yeah,
Well, this
yeah.
also-
Just
this
have a
also
tutor
assumes that we
program.
don't go through
Fine.
a
Or give them all like IEPs or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no,
Or 504s. Jacob doesn't know what either of those mean.
Yeah, I don't know what those are. Like, yeah, that doesn't make sense to
they
me.
help special needs students.
Yeah.
I was on
Okay,
one.
but
third grade.
okay, but that's special needs. That's not just that.
Okay,
that's not,
but we don't know if they're not special needs students in the class.
we don't know if they are.
We
My
don't know
dude-
though.
Listen, my dude suplexed a guy just off impulse. I mean, like...
Also, if depending on like how elitist this school actually is, they might not even have a special needs department.
Oh my god, that would be discrimination. We can sue the school. Let's go.
Wow, really? The class is going to purge an entire class of being dumb
yeah.
might be discriminative? Who would have thought?
I don't know. I like to think people aren't that discriminative, but then I constantly get proven wrong.
We
Aiden.
just had an assembly.
Aiden,
This being discriminated against.
Aiden, this is a high school. The only thing
I like to think
in this
people are
new
nice.
in this new day and age, all you're gonna get out of high school is
Who
racism,
are the nice
sexism.
people in this story, aside from Angel? Not even like the guy trying to flirt his way out of the class 5, honestly. You know,
Aiden,
who else?
welcome to high school, where you get racism, sexism, homophobia. Where you get all of the above, and then you get that one nice kid who ends up getting pushed down into the dirt because he's being nice.
Which is like the main character in a lot of these high school.
Oh, I just got
dramas,
a Norton
shows
High
that
School,
people
so that's
keep
not
on.
my experience. I just got.
Oh, you got
no
lucky
one liked
then.
me. No one liked. Well, no one liked me, but no one cared enough about me to do anything. They didn't
I
care
got
enough to be nice or to be mean to
Aiden,
me.
Aiden.
I was nothing.
Aiden, I got the crying through a pit treatment
Oh.
in
Oh,
middle
no.
school.
Well, I got the I at one point it's depending on like different times, there was like 1 year where I was like where I was comparatively relentlessly bullied, and then they realized they actually needed me around, so they decided to cool down with that.
Wow.
So you know, I was like Rudolph to some people. they realized that was useful.
Yeah.
That's not everyone. That's just the loud minority. I'm not saying that my entire school was comprised of terrible people.
So,
They
because
weren't.
my school was, it was, I could tolerate it, but at the same time, your intellect did not matter. If you did not like 100% believe in God, you would get to cry. And let's just say I was a heavy crier.
Oh, that's fun.
Very
and
fun.
traumatizing.
I guess that's one thing that we haven't gotten in this in this medieval comparison yet. Religion hasn't come into play yet. We shall see.
I don't think we're gonna get that.
I don't think we're gonna get religion. Well, then again, let's just make a different assumption. Class 5 is the Protestants.
Religious persecution.
Samuel.
Let's go.
May I speak with you for a minute? You know I'm indebted to your parents.
You know,
brother's indebted.
You know, Jacob.
So far we've had two principals who have been easily like bribed, or I guess have some sort of like financial incentive to bend their wills. Okay.
Well, I mean, welcome to New Age high school. This happens more often than you think it does nowadays.
Are you sure? I hope not.
No, I'm not surprised it happens. I'm saying that narratively it shouldn't have happened twice in the same episode with the only two.
Oh yeah, no, narratively, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But realistically, this is unusually realistic, just based on the principles.
With your behavior this past year, getting involved in these fiascos will only harm your status here.
You make it push down
Is
the
there
rank.
something I need to know?
Is there something you wish to tell me?
No.
Sir, nothing. Very well. Off you go then.
Well, is there something you wish to tell me? No, I don't think so. How am I supposed to know?
There's a reference that Aiden won't get, I don't think.
I don't get it, but okay.
Wait, I have no clue what you just said. What?
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is what Dumbledore says to both Tom Riddle and Harry, 50 years apart from each other. It was one of those things that was hinting at this image between the two characters.
Nah, I'm a Percy Jackson person all the way.
Fair.
Ooh, what'd you think of the Disney Plus series?
No.
Okay, do we need to talk to go on tangent now?
Mr. Dean.
I will not be talking about it right now.
Things fine. Hey, Headbutt! That was incredible!
Find someone else to annoy Goldilocks.
Well, I thought Headbutt was...
Hey, what are you talking about? Goldilocks is right there.
Goldilocks was a much more scathing insult for him than Headbutt was, for some reason.
So we got Goldilocks and Goldie Shorterlocks.
I guess.
Yeah.
Hey up, boys. I told you.
That is
she was
crazy,
worthy
Cat. What did he do?
of being class 5.
Idiots.
Okay, I mean, interesting bet there, I suppose, of having seen her for only a few seconds. But I guess that's why. I guess that's why he won, because he took a bold risk in comparison to everyone else.
Hey, you okay?
Class, settle
Yeah, sorry, I just hate all men. So
I just saw the name of the teacher. First off, schedule's wrong. Where's Mr. Strict?
No, this is the class 5 teacher.
Oh.
But if that was if that was the class 5 teacher, then why was her schedule full of different teachers?
Okay, here's my theory. They stay in the same room, but the teacher changes out.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
down, class.
Yo, it's miserable.
Well, I mean, this may be...
That's the first good pun they've made with the teacher names, I think. Because Miss Kem and Miss Mona were, not good enough.
Mr. Strict, let's go.
Yeah, that's not even maths related. That's just, anyway.
Math
Project,
teachers
please find
strict all the
yourself
time.
a partner.
Oh, instantly starting people with a partner.
Ah, yes, the good old Gacha group project. Immediately.
Instantly.
You partner with her.
Even even the Moon Girl didn't do that though immediately. Like Moon Girl didn't do it immediately.
No, I waited for a bit. Yeah, but also okay, but
well, you waited 2 episodes, one day.
Okay, so these two are fighting presumably because they think to not be partnered up with Angel. However, they assumed for some reason they were the only two that would be they picked. Or I guess they're like, or maybe they're daring each other to do so.
I'm gonna say it was from the bet.
Maybe, and I guess they just
They
don't know
lost
about
the
that,
bet. One of them's got a partner.
which potentially means that the redhead guy is gonna pair up with her because he's, you know, again, likes the cut of her chip.
Wait, I'd rather eat dirt.
Oh, dang.
I love some dirt right now.
I guess they don't like women. They don't like women. She doesn't like
Well,
men.
she doesn't like, yeah, I guess not. Yeah.
We get to see
Apparently there were 2 girls in this class that they still, or maybe they haven't disappeared. Maybe they've reappeared now.
Maybe they're no longer in the class. Maybe they got transferred out because they're like, oh, we can't have women in here.
Okay, listen. I mean, if everybody hates Class A, all of Class 5 hates the women. They're gonna get rid of the women first.
They hate the women.
The women are just
yes, but if the petition has just gone forward right now, it implies that they haven't started purging people yet.
Hey, they might move fast.
Ian wants to be my partner.
No, I don't.
Well, I thought you were a friend.
Wait, what was his name? Hold on. I didn't hear his name.
Ian wants to be my partner.
No, I don't.
I don't know.
Brother name is Seym?
I'm hoping that
maybe it's meant to be Cyan. Oh, if it was meant to be Sean, it's probably meant to be Sean. Oh my god!
Wait a minute. Actually, we can check the description.
Jacob.
No, it is Cian. Xian. Cian.
I was gonna be like Jacob.
I'm just gonna say it
wrong.
I don't know what's happening, but they be seeing some stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Amazing at making jokes.
I told you not to talk about it. Why me?
Talk about what? All you did was laugh. No one talked about anything here.
This is your fault.
What just happened?
I don't know.
More questions than the ball.
Oh,
okay.
I
have no idea if this is copyrighted.
I forgot. There was copyright music. Also, by the way, that tree looks terrible. Look at that tree.
Worried about things.
Look at that tree, though. That tree is
that's
all
a tree.
square.
That's one level past Minecraft movie trees.
It reminds me of the trees that of the vegetation in general in RFA that we've seen thus far, actually.
Well, yeah, but at least Royal Fairy Academy has like a excuse to have like wonky looking trees because that's in a fairy world. We're in the real world, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Well,
you know, we're in like a more realistic looking world at least. Or, like, you know, assumably. So, you know. Therefore, why do trees look that funky?
We have transitioned to baseball, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, this is just later in the day.
Well, I mean, we don't know.
What does DNA High even
happen
mean?
At the same time while
it means sponsored and founded by Seym DNA.
Yeah, but like, what does that? Is it like an acronym or no? Like, does it mean like digital, neutral, authoritarian high school?
What does what mean?
I don't know what DNA High stands for. If it stands for anything.
Yeah, Aiden has taken this moment to ponder about the title of the high school we've been in for the entire majority of the episode.
Aiden, it stands for discriminate nobody, comma, anyways.
Discriminate.
It's discriminate no one, comma, anyways.
How many stars did you see?
Copyright music. I think maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
Didn't we just say you didn't know about that? Also,
I don't know. I assume it's copyrighted. Okay.
We gotta do the math. We gotta just do some. Let's call it research.
Research.
I mean, I checked in the description. There's nothing that's been like flagged in the video. There's also no musical credits either.
Yeah.
It's probably copyrighted.
So nothing showed up. There are also no iCards, so the music has not been claimed and redirected to a different video either.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So none of the usual telltale signs. Not saying that's necessarily 100% guarantee.
Just don't
but
really.
But also the problem is that they're talking over it, so I can't really do much about that.
Haha, very funny.
Hey, watch out!
Hey, watch out! Again,
man, how is he supposed to see that?
Well, the camera didn't see that.
Apparently he
saw
did
that.
because while she was saying watch out, he reacted before she finished and before he could watch out for the thing in question. So he clearly knew it was coming anyway.
So man, that one kid who
stupid
asked how big is the hole may have been wrong. How would you be able to catch that if you don't got a glass enough?
Which, by the way, I know nothing about baseball, but even I can tell you that the positioning two players this close together on a field where you're supposed to like cover a wide ground is a bad idea.
Well, I mean, it could be one of them is second and or third base, and the other one is shortstop.
But they weren't in front of a base at all, were they?
I don't
know. I don't know if we saw the grounds. We'll have to check if there's like a ground.
How am I supposed to play in the game tonight?
It's just practice. You can sit out one time.
Francine's right. We don't need you to win.
That's crazy, bro.
No, but...
Practice. You don't win practice. You don't win practice. You just practice.
Goldie Shorter Locks is going
unless you're playing a practice match.
Yeah.
Maybe. I feel like you would want to use the term practice match from a script writing perspective to get more detail.
And we'll never know if they were on a base or not.
Yeah, okay, fair enough then. Alright, this might be a new contender for my favorite cafeteria that in a gacha series. Not just because of the angles of the trays actually being slightly skewed from each other and the differences in the different types of food, but also because of the tables themselves, the fact that characters are actually are either masked underneath the layer or the table's a separate layer they put on top of it, and actually this is
well, I mean, I think we're on a 3D
everybody's
plane.
got the same thing, but one lad's got a bowl. Like, good on the lad. I respect the bowl.
Yeah. Point is, and not to mention also the fact that we've got not entirely plain walls. We have the lighting and we have the ceiling and a couple of doors to back it off. So yeah, like this is probably the best constructed.
Doors, though.
I miss the apple and pizza from my drawing came to life.
Oh, by the way, Jacob, when
that was
are we
fun for a different reason.
By the way, Jacob, when are we reviewing my Drawing Came to Life Part 2, huh?
I don't know. Probably either next week or over the weekend. It depends. I actually found like a bunch of other gachas that I would like to introduce. Then again, we're getting to the period of time where I should be selecting things for the Jacobs. So adding new stuff on top of that.
What is the Jacobs?
It's an award show.
All right.
Yeah, it's basically my attempt to do like the Oscars, but for gacha.
I can't wait for the Jacobs show, for the Jacobs to
I'm
drop.
gonna be honest though. I feel
my point being that I probably shouldn't introduce too many new things because people will have to eventually start voting on things they're featuring Gacha Review this year, and therefore adding new things on top of that is probably not very fair.
I feel like the Jacobs though is a lot more interesting than the normal Gacha award show that's been running for like a year or two. Because my biggest issue with that is like it's only the
the Gacha Guild Awards. I remember the Gacha Guild Awards. I remember being a thing that happened only.
It happened this year. It happened last year and this year. It happened for 2 years now. But it's always like the most popular stuff and like, stuff that everybody knows. Which I mean, kind of less interesting from an award show perspective.
Apart from they do have the underrated category or the hidden gem thing, which
so it's just
Misty
the Grammy
Firefox won for FAFSA, by the way. Interesting enough, or just I guess Misty Firefox in general was mentioned, but then immediately that was glossed over. So yeah, and like I said, with the rule with the Jacobs is that the thing has to have not necessarily been made this year, but it has to have featured on Gacha Review within this year, because that means that we've been able to judge it and people have been able to see what it's like.
I will say with the Jacobs, there's a partial disadvantage since we like to go from like the original one. Like if there's a remake of something, you like to judge the original, and if we haven't got to the remake yet, then we're only
becomes a thing in the next year.
Yeah, but the original has no chance of winning because normally the original is like super bad to the point where they had to remake it like a bit later. Anyways,
that depends. There are some originals that either A are better than the remakes, or B, actually stand up on their own, and it's people's very high standards of themselves that mean that they decide to remake it.
We need to do like the worst thing to review though. We need to have that.
Yeah, like that was a proposed thing after last year, but I never managed to arrange. I was gonna call it the Esau's. But yeah, I never actually managed to arrange that. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. The idea of the Jacobs originally was again because I want the Art Form of Gacha to be taken seriously, to be seen, as the high thing that it is currently, and that was the idea behind that. And like making another award show just to, like, clown the bad stuff again didn't feel right to me at the time. But maybe, I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Changing, Jacob.
We could if I prepare them both at the same time, then maybe, I suppose. But yeah, I don't know. The ESOS 2023 was that's a lost cause by this point. ESOS 2024, that's another story.
Oh no!
Is that her?
Attention.
Do you want to knock Samuel out?
I mean, can you not tell? Were you not behind the stage or helping out with that at the time?
I mean, everybody looks so different. It should be pretty obvious.
I mean, yeah, it's probably. Well, I don't know. Maybe they didn't really pay attention to the girl or something, or unsure if it's her.
Well, one thing that I'm paying attention to right now is the fact that two of these characters, the blue head guy towards the right and the brown head person in the on like the second table afterwards, they have their mouths are exactly synced to each other.
So, like, embarrassing. If I were her, I would never show my face again.
I will say one major downside I'm getting with a lot of these background characters who haven't spoken is they all have the same outfit, just slightly recolored. Or, like, have very basic
I think
outfits.
there's two of them back there that are twins that have like recolored of each other as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I personally think, like, I kind of wish the background characters had a bit of outfit diversity. Like, added like extra 2 to 3 extra outfits to throw in the rotation, maybe, so it'd be less noticeable.
If this were a regular stop motion gacha, I would agree with you, but I'm not sure whether or not that'd be more difficult to do in animation, because I'm sure that you have to rig the outfits specifically as well, and recoloring them is probably far easier.
Probably.
Then again, this is the same person who dressed someone up like one of the characters in Heather's, so you never know. Like the main Heather.
Chandler.
Apparently.
Hey, isn't she in class 5? I heard the school is getting rid of them soon.
Yes, so you all heard that, because that was the point of the assembly.
Yeah.
Well done.
Congratulations.
So
You've
isn't just
succeeded
a
in continuing.
So wait, isn't just a rumor? You were there at the assembly, were you not? What do you mean? Of course it's not just a rumor.
Listen,
unless she's one of the 2 girls in class 5 and she's trying to pretend that she isn't.
I mean,
that's why
just look at how she's walking. Let's just call her slow.
Oh my god.
Okay.
rumor?
Oh no, she's being followed by gold shorty locks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, while I appreciate the fact that we put like 2 props with sound effects and stuff on a tray, and it's actually works like interactively with the tray, which is one thing that happened in Music Freaks in the first episode, and Aiden freaked out when it happened. I will in fact say that it probably would have been better if she was picking the items that are already on the tray from an empty tray and putting them on like that. Unless the point is that she's gonna be, presumed to be like unhealthy, and that's why Goldilocks here is gonna critique her in a second. Maybe that's the point, but I don't know. He's got a cake on his tray, so I'm not sure if he's one to talk.
They all have a cake on their tray.
Yes, but if he's gonna critique her for the health, then he's the one I'm gonna point out.
You sure you want that many?
See, there we go.
Yep.
Don't mess with the hungry girl.
How much?
Weird.
Problem?
$20?
Well, this is a prestigious school.
I mean, yeah, but dang.
I know, but yeah, dang, like $23.50?
I got it.
Oh, Edgelord Live, don't mess with Hungry Girl. Yeah, fair enough.
No need to thank me.
Punch him.
Did Ross just pay?
No, don't assault him.
Listen, they're all already discriminating.
Well, yeah, but don't assault him. That's not gonna help.
You sure?
And I will say he did technically do a nice thing if he was gonna lord it.
Yeah, he did do a nice thing. He's kind of a jerk about it, but he still did a nice thing. Even if so you shouldn't assault him.
Okay, I will respect that, but let's see what happens, and then we're gonna punch him.
Don't punch him.
Write down the number of the credit card, I assume.
Oh, I was about to be like, write down his phone number because I don't
Jacob, head back. Jacob, head back a bit. Let's go ahead and get this credit card number.
Good grief.
I don't think it's gonna show the actual credit card proper.
Well,
yeah,
no, obviously it's not an actual credit number. Obviously, it was never.
Oh my god! It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
9. Yes. Yes.
Also, it's debit. So I mean, what is tap to pay ad?
Top.
I know to transfer. There are some things.
No, tap to pay.
There are some things like there's also things like the Kana thing from before, where it seems like Seym today is trying to go for a multilingual school, forgetting to establish which other language this is.
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, it's
no need to thank me.
Fees.
And he's used to blocking his number out.
So yeah, it is Cebuano
probably has more money than that. Well, I mean, if it weren't for the fact that we saw that that Angel's mother is able to bribe a principal to get her out of trouble and transfer her to a different school, a prestigious school, immediately, we would think, oh yeah, economic disparity. But, you know, again, $23, it depends, like, how much, I guess, she's been, like, you know, if she gets, like, an allowance or something, or, you know, exactly what's going on with the card. But there can probably be a number of other reasons behind this, honestly.
Yeah.
No. But would she give her money?
Absolutely not.
To herself to get food? Yes, she would.
Me?
Did Ross just pay for her lunch?
Oh, why do we have to know his name now? Why can't we just keep calling him Goldilocks?
Goldilocks. Yeah, well.
Isn't this school only for the elite?
Yo, let's go elitism.
Again, the implication is there, but the fact is that we know that she comes from money, so that doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
Her mother to a daughter, you meant. Okay. Well,
that boy
I mean, if it was her idea to bring her to this academy, so I assume she wants her daughter to be, you know, alive. So yes, I think she still would.
Yeah, that boy.
Also, again, if she can casually bribe a principal, she probably doesn't feel like, you know, $23 would be that much money anyway, realistically.
That's
so
fair.
Yeah.
Free food!
Ross paid for that.
Wow. Okay. I mean, way to prank them, but also she's being uncharacteristically nice to them, considering that she didn't like the fact there were no girls in the class, called them idiots, and was chastised by them. I'm sure.
We still have not seen the girls in that class.
Yeah, and also we know what else we haven't seen. We haven't seen them presumably like starving or something. What we would need in this situation would be like a, you know, like a moment where they huddle around the table. Yeah, you know, like I guess you know, seeming to be miserable, and then like maybe like a 5-second reaction shot from Angel deciding that she's going to give like that food, or she's going to buy the food for them in first place, and that's why.
Well, I mean,
the extra.
The school hasn't fully gone in and started depriving these kids yet. If they're gonna purge them, they're gonna start slowly. They're not just gonna get them out of there.
That could be why the credit card was declined, actually. This could be the first step, essentially, to be like, starve them out so they want to transfer, or they, or, you know...
Or they just
something
die.
along those lines. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, you're not going to die of starvation in one day, but it's gonna take a while, but at the same time...
They probably feed them at home.
Yeah, also, being hungry will reduce your academic performance anyway, so the fact is, this is also a terrible idea for that reason.
Yeah.
Anyway, the girls ran away as they should. Yeah, or they starved before this.
Are you trying to poison us?
It sounds like you have been poisoned.
I told you she was a spy.
Says while still holding the cake.
I'm just saying, poison. They've already get placeboed.
Yeah.
What do we mean about? No, they've already been placeboed.
Ian, could you lend me some money?
You borrowed money from Ross? Is this...
No, she didn't. That's not what happened.
Yeah, that
some
is
kind
not...
of prank. All right,
Although
fine.
She's being a good person and wants to pay him back.
Essentially, yes.
I won't ask.
But now she's gonna have to try and pay him back. She's just in the same situation again.
But also, she assumes that that Mr. Zion is probably more lenient and probably will give her more time to pay him back.
Except for the fact that Ross never said that he wanted money in the first place, so therefore she's not on a time limit yet.
Because she's being a good person.
I don't owe you anything.
That's crazy.
$23.50.
And the chase ensues.
1,200.
They're not jumping out a window.
You say?
Yeah.
The cost of my glasses.
Seriously? You
Yeah, of course. 1,200. Yeah, for a pair of glasses. Jeez, what shop do you buy?
can't pay to fix your own
It's
glasses.
elitist. Of course
You
they're going
seem
to pay
just
a lot for it.
Also, I like the fact that she says, like, I don't owe you anything after paying someone back that didn't demand money from her. Meanwhile, someone's about to demand money from her, and she's like, no, I'm not going to pay
fine
that.
without them.
You broke it.
If she didn't
You
do
paid
that,
for it.
if she didn't do that, he probably wouldn't assume that she would pay back for something, and he probably would be less likely to do it. Him seeing her actively pay somebody back, that was the push.
Well, I guess now we're in Oran High School Host Club again.
Again, this is why it pays to not be a good person in high school.
It pays to not pay in this instance.
Listen,
Can't right
we
now.
don't. High school students at this point, it's now, if we're bad people, we survive in high school, but we fail in the future.
In 7 Shades of Dante's Inferno is with that mouth?
What is happening? Man, they misaligned the mustache, bro.
I think it was meant to be like a pouty mouth or something, so you have like the curve in the corner aligned with the mouth,
Yeah,
the frown. Except for the fact that the curve it's gone too far. How did that happen?
We should save this. We should save this up. And Aiden has unmute. Has Aiden unmute? No, he has not. I want Aiden to see this.
Well, we can take a screenshot and show him later.
So this is where the pitchforks from Dante's Inferno come from. Good to know.
All right, just gotta save that now.
Yep, let's go ahead and save that. We show this to all of you show this to all of your Gacha friends, and they all get to cry. Or cry laughing, or just be comparably disappointed. Now I can't see that this man just having two mouths. And
Wouldn't
my
be the
brain is
first time I
trying
see
to
that in Gacha,
comprehend.
unfortunately.
My brain is trying to comprehend which mouth is the right mouth.
Well, we don't have to cover that for long because I've got the screenshot now.
I'm not blind. I just saw you hand Ross cash.
I
Told you.
borrowed that. Okay? I'll have the money by next week.
No, you won't.
See, she can get 1,200 next week. So she's not that poor.
Next week?
You gotta work at half
You're
hours night
kidding.
shift.
Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say this. I
Hi,
made
Ghosty.
saw Ghosty in chat.
Right.
Me.
Are you kidding me? Mom, you can't do that.
Yes,
you
she
forced
can.
me to transfer schools, and now you're cutting off my allowance?
So now I guess she's not, this is not boarding school, so now we know.
You need to be taught a lesson. I will not give you any opportunity to fund your shenanigans.
This is
But also food, Need
And food, yeah. I mean,
unfair.
food is important.
This is so unfair. Fine, I guess I'll just die then. No, really, I will.
Oh wait, Ghosty,
What did you tell?
What was that question for Ghosty?
Did she see the mouth on the dude?
I think so. That's the
I'm
implication.
gonna assume that's what she means when she said animation errors, but we'll see. We'll see.
I don't know, just in case, here it is again.
Yeah. Take a look. Take a look at this absolute masterpiece.
There you go.
Yeah, you're welcome. Oh,
That just now.
Driving at all.
doesn't
This is how you
concern me.
crash.
Like, on one hand, I'm impressed by the actual motions of this and the fact that it feels like we're in a moving car for once in a Gacha video, but the set...
What is that
on the other-
seat?
But it's a regular seat. This is not a car that was designed for Gacha, so it looks weird in comparison.
Okay, now that makes sense.
Ross!
It's between the men of the house, Sunshine.
So now we get the sex.
We have there it is. We are now 2/3 of the way to completing the high school triangle. We've gotten no, we haven't really gotten racism, but we've gotten heavy discrimination. So we're only 1/3 of the way getting to the classical high school triangle.
Somehow it's less convincing now, especially because we're right at the end of the at the end of the episode.
Every episode, we get
getting on
one more third of the triangle.
my
Episode
nerves.
3, we get to experience true high school, where everybody gets discriminated unless you're a straight white man.
Which, by the way, speaking of straight white men, what on earth is the guy in the middle doing right now? He is laughing, but he's while walking forwards, pointing forwards, but looking backwards.
He is A. That's it.
He's Alvin.
Oh, hey, look, there it is.
All right, here we go. The Board of Directors and Trustees hereby declare the dissolvement of Class 5 effective end of term. We regret to inform you that the students of said section barely met the standard of learning required by DNA High.
Barely.
If you have any blah blah blah, ooey kana, again, same thing. For your information, visit bye-bye.
And now the story can really begin when we can finally get we can finally just recreate Class E from the assassination classroom, but in a real high school that isn't meant for assassination. And they all just kill everybody.
Yeah, but there's a classic storytelling to have like a ticking time bomb. So I suppose now in that case, instead of like them working to slowly make this a reality, they've made it a reality. Now that I think about it, this does feel a lot. Now that I think about it, this does feel a lot like Class E from Assassination Classroom. If you've seen the anime. I mean, I've seen clips, but we're kind of missing an essential key component there, you know. Okay, with actual assassinations. Yeah, but it does feel like the kind of story that if this were written like, like 5 or 6 years ago in Gacha, this would 100% be a case of, somebody being like, yes, we're gonna actually assassinate the dumb students.
No, if I wrote this now, everybody's dying.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, but also
this is a put into Vin's first Gacha series.
I'm here to help you with Sword on my lawn.
What?
They can't do it to us.
I assume you've all read the notice. Now say it anyway. The school board wants to get rid of Class 5.
No way.
Well, okay, I will say, we paused it. It was a bit blurry, so yeah, having this being repeated, I don't mind so much.
I thought they were just
rumors.
Zeon, do something about this.
I'm guessing Zeon is the class rep for, and that's why they turned to him. Which, by the way, the very fact the class rep is working against them, or presumably is doing so, again, actually kind of intriguing.
Yeah.
I also noticed that I'm pretty sure like his nose looks like oh wait no, it looks like a polygon of some kind.
Okay, Ghosty, waiting. Ghosty, I am waiting. I don't know how to put stuff on.
We have to fight back.
How can a school get rid of a class? I don't know, by
assassination.
By kicking out the students.
Discriminate them to the point where they actively leave. Let's see, what else? Just treat them horribly in general. Convince the entirety of other classes to target them in ways at which then they want to leave. That's pretty much the same as discrimination, but that one's worse because they assume that they're friends. Even though in that situation they're no longer friends, so then bye-bye. Just straight up witnessing things just go down to the point where they're actively seeing deaths, but it's not their own deaths, so then they want to leave, assume that the things got bad. So it's pretty much just a Halloween horror show, but like, not.
Samuel Dunn, please report to the principal's office.
That does not sound like that's not like loud enough to be worthy of, like sound wavy anime lines, I don't think.
Who do you think is behind this?
Well, I don't know. Samuel Dunn, presumably.
Sunshine.
Don't know yet. Why are you so quiet?
Because it's only been 5 seconds and other people have talked instead. That's not
this
saying much. You have to wait.
You
have to wait for a second before you do this kind of thing. Like, again, we started off with this being like, okay, that like the pauses in between things actually kind of made sense, but now we're almost going back into dialogue equals things happening territory.
We have another student who will be joining this class.
I mean, okay, I think I know what the twist is going to be for this, because obviously we're about the very end. Fine, it's going to be Samuel who shows up here. Sure, whatever. question is, how did Samuel find that out a mere second ago after he just got to go to principal's office? So presumably he would have to go there first, get the announcement, then get transferred over, right?
We time skipped very slightly.
Yeah, which again feels very weird being like, okay, we are fast forwarding this last scene. You know, why are you so quiet? She wasn't quiet. Oh, look, he's a new student here. He's just coming in here now, even though he just got called to principal's office. Great.
Yep.
Whoa, what a surprise. See, if they'd actually left a bit of a moment where they're like, okay, they call like the announcement maybe at the beginning of the scene, and then they find out about the purge thing, and then we have like a whole big interaction between them for that, and then afterwards he comes in, that would have been a reveal. This isn't.
See, what I'm trying to figure out now is the principal stated that he's in debt to Samuel's parents?
Yes.
In what way? And why do I feel like if that's brought up again, that will affect this story heavily?
Well, I mean, it affected the story heavily in the sense that he wasn't kicked out immediately, but now he's been put on probation of some kind.
And then he's being kicked out.
Yeah. So it is kind of strange that was even... Well, I guess maybe the parents don't know about the dismissal of Class 5 yet. Although, then again, Samuel's going to definitely mention that. He's going to bring it up. If this isn't a boarding school, they're going to have regular contact with, their parents or / guardians. So...
Well, I mean, we already saw that Angel was able to interact with her parents. So
yes,
he's probably also going to have to tell her parents. And then we get into the fun part of, my child got put into this class for one day and now she has to leave. This is no good. I paid way too much money.
Well, see, the thing is, she's saying like she needs to learn a lesson. So I think the mother will just be like, "Oh, Angel, you got to shape up." Samuel's parents, on the other hand, they're more of a pressing matter.
Yeah.
Anyway. Oh wow, that was the outro. Okay.
That's it. That was the outro. Well, all right.
Yeah, I'm actually shocked there were no like opening or closing credits in this. That's seems to be a thing in like a lot of I mean, in a lot of Seym DNA stuff, but okay, I guess not. We just have the end portion. Okay.
Alright, what did I miss? Got the rest of the video. Anyways,
show Aiden the image. Show Aiden the image.
Oh yeah. Okay, hold on.
The image.
Aiden, we would like to introduce you to this.
Oh, it's such a beautiful image. I love this image.
I know,
it's so beautiful.
Great. It's amazing. Look at it.
It's a work of art, practically.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. I know, right? Perfect representation of the pitchforks in Dante's Inferno.
Oh, I don't know how a school could just casually get rid of a whole class and a bunch of students who probably paid a buttload of money.
We've already discussed
that. We've talked about that comment.
I stated multiple ways, all of which are heavily illegal or extremely morally ambiguous.
Well, I mean,
yeah, and I stated one way, which is the way that was implied in the video.
But my ways were fun.
They were fun, and they would have been better in this video, but
it
seems like they're going with standard bureaucracy.
Yeah, they were
which
fun.
They
were illegal. They were
only in comparison. They're only it's only a bad option in comparison to the others. Like bureaucracy is not necessarily a bad thing to portray. If anything, it makes the world feel realistic.
Yeah. So Aiden, are we ready for
supposed to naturally?
Yeah, but honestly, okay. So the episode's done, right, or no?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So real quick. Okay, this episode was a mess. The pacing was super fast for me, and I hated how fast the pacing was. It was really chaotic, and I don't really get the title because it's like Break the Code. Like, is that the series name, or is that like the episode name?
Or was that like the code of conduct, the code of ethics?
I feel like breaking the code makes
seems
more
like
sense now.
Break the code.
Show name.
Yeah. Well. Actually, yeah, it could be, because I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was the series was called The Perfect Troublemakers, and the episode was called Break the Code. But actually, the episode was more about the Perfect Troublemakers, and then the series could be about Break the Code, because it said in here, actually, hold on. The description says, Angel struggles to break the code and escape being unpopular. And, well, she said to escape being purged. I felt like that was more pressing in the description, so this kind of doesn't really, reflect things, in hindsight.
Yeah, but also
it does mean that Break the Code is more to do with like the full series, so that probably is.
But also, I don't like the fact that this, despite being the first episode, doesn't work as a good pilot, because like, what's the goal? So we know they're going to be kicked out of school, right? is the
is to
goal
break
to
the code.
What does breaking the code mean?
Well, it's in this case, it seems to mean escaping your fate. She's either going to have to try to escape Class 5 and therefore survive and stay in this school, or find a way to reverse the verdict and, you know, elevate Class 5 so they don't get purged. The other option is that they start to perform much better academically and they start to outshine the other classes and therefore put them at risk instead. Or no one's at risk at all, everyone wins.
The Perfect Troublemakers. The show is called The Perfect Troublemakers. What?
Oh, so the episode's called Break the Code. Okay.
What does break the code mean?
What does it mean?
I just explained.
It was not that clear. I mean, you're going with a very abstract meaning. I feel like for episode titles, it can't be like, well, if you look at it from like this angle and like if you like twist it slightly, it makes perfect sense why it's this title. It
depends. Sometimes episode titles like those are abstract on purpose. This one probably wasn't one of them, but that was just my only guess.
You gotta name. We should have named it like the name of the school. Discriminate nobody, comma actually.
Okay, I don't know. It's like, I don't know, Class 5 or something. It's like welcome to Class 5, something, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know. Well, actually, to use like example of a double meaning of like of an episode or more abstract meaning. You know the episode Bitter Work in Avatar. Not you, Vin. I know that you haven't watched it. Aiden, no, you've watched it, right?
I don't remember episode titles as much. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, fine. It was the episode where Aang learns earthbending. That was his first like earthbending.
Oh,
yeah. Yes. So that one, because I'm pretty sure that earthbending itself is based off of kung fu. I watched the overanalyzing Avatar video. Actually goes into it's the idea that the kung fu actually translates roughly to things like hard training or intense workout or potentially bitter work. And that was the other meaning behind it versus, you know, the fact that it was just bitter work to getting used to earthbending in the first place.
Well,
double meaning.
Wait, you're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender, right?
Yes. I know you haven't watched it. That's why I was talking to Aiden directly.
So I've seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. What do you mean?
Oh, I thought that was one of the things that because I don't know. I thought you.
No, I haven't seen the other Avatar.
Oh, Legend of Korra.
Oh, okay, right. Well, right. That because I remember I referenced it one time, and I thought that was like a point of confusion.
No, because
behind the scenes
when you explained it to somebody else, I thought you were talking about the blue people, and then I got confused. I don't know what happened. My brain turned off that day.
I guess not. Fair enough. Normally, when I refer to that one, I normally say James Cameron's Avatar, but yeah, fair enough.
Okay, that makes sense. But no, yeah. So earthbending and firebending are actually both based off kung fu, but each is a more regional kung fu because earthbending is southern kung fu or Huangar kung fu, which is a lot more strong, like you said, strong stances, but also lateral transitioning and stepping. While firebending is northern or Shaolin, something a lot more people have heard of, which is dynamic, strong arm leg movement, wide stances, whirling circular blocks. And then waterbending's Tai Chi. I feel like that's pretty obvious if you know your martial arts because soft, flowing movements, it makes sense. Airbending's the fun one. Because airbending's based off Banghua Zhang or Badua.
Yeah, this has virtually nothing to do with what my point that I was trying to make about this, but yes, those things are correct. My point was it was an example of an abstract title that's yes, you can take a surface level meaning of something, but you can also.
But there's very little.
This one.
There's no surface level now.
There's no surface meaning. That's what I was trying to get at, Aiden.
You need the surface level to have the deeper meaning work.
I don't know if that's necessarily true. It's ideal to have it.
It helps a lot.
Deeper meaning does work regardless of whether the surface level is actually there at all.
It depends on if you know the audience the first series will understand the deeper meaning, or at least be able to pick up.
They complement each other, and they should exist in tandem, but they can physically exist separately.
Well, they aren't as effective because I could have it's like a reference in something. A reference can have a deeper meaning, but you also got to have a surface level meaning with that reference. You still need a surface level thing, you know, whatsoever relevant to what's going on, but it can still have a deeper meaning.
It's too distracting, yeah, like Not Your Average Girl episode 4.
Yeah.
Like what?
Another Gacha series that we talked
about. Like another thing that we've watched, yes.
Another thing that I have no clue about. Got it.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and
no,
if you haven't noticed, we compare the things that we've seen on Gacha, especially to our Gacha, because usually if we have to make like the same points over and over again, we like to say like, okay, we've talked about this in this review, or we've like referenced like this idea before, so the audience can like remember what we said back then, but also so it's not just a case of like, oh well, you know, we watched one episode of Gacha, we watched all of them or something.
Yeah, but but this episode just is a mess, and I don't like this at all. I watched this, like, I don't see the appeal of this personally. Like,
Well,
I think it's way too much of a mess.
Much like Sam Dina's more famous series, I see the appeal behind the idea of this. And like I said before, for the first 5 minutes, maybe like 6, give or take, they take the actual setup. Was pretty decent. Yes, we had the breaking of the laws of physics, which kind of doesn't work for the grounded world. But we also had natural exposition. We had, you know, consequences of different events. We saw that the inciting incident for it, and in media res opening, and also the audience being treated like, you know, they were not stupid. It gradually fizzled out from that point onwards, but we had a solid starting point. And ultimately, for an episode 1, ideally everything's meant to be the solid starting point for the entire series. But what you remember most in a story is usually the beginning and the end. So the fact that the beginning actually is that that thing you know, holds up will definitely help this series. You know, especially in comparison to its, you know, its more famous and long-lasting counterpart. And like I said before, this is
I don't know, because like.
Okay.
No, I was gonna say, because this episode, even episode 1, is still relatively convoluted, despite the show being able to get away with a simpler premise than Royal Fairy Academy, which Royal Fairy Academy gets convoluted fast, or is very convoluted, and this show is already showing signs of heavy convolution. You know what I mean? It's already showing those signs are already there, and it's already like rearing its ugly head. So, you know, it's like one of the things where it's like, I don't have confidence in the show because I don't think the show is going to get more coherent in episode 2. I think the show is going to get more incoherent as we go to the point where it's like Royal Fairy Academy, where we're getting to a point where it's very incoherent. I think just that's the destiny of the series, and this kind of writing style is just going to go to a super incoherent thing.
I feel like there's something consistent going on between this person's works, but...
Yes, there are many consistent things, and that was sort of the thesis question starting this review of whether or not this would actually be an improvement, writing-wise as well as visual-wise, over the previous work, because it has to stand out and compete against itself more so than anyone else. Like, again, Unbounded was circumstantial, whatever, but for the channel itself, that's where the main draw is going to be, or is supposed to be. And like I said, making at the start of this video, making a new series in the middle of the existing one, you know, is a risky move always. It's worse if you do it towards the end, because then you've lost all momentum. But actually trying to establish something in the middle of it and say like, okay, I'm putting half my focus onto this, but also as well as the thing that you actually like in the first place. That's a bold move.
I don't know. I mean,
it's one that takes a risk, and because of that, it needs to be able to, because it won't stand up audience-wise. It needs to stand up in certain ways. So that's why we're saying things like, "Oh yeah, is this better than Royale Fairy Academy?" Consistently. In fact, if we go all the way up to the top, Prism actually said that she definitely thought so, and yeah. But given the fact this is like only one episode so far, so it's not like exactly a fair comparison entirely, I think this has had a better starting point than Royale Fairy Academy.
But I mean, like, also with it, I will say about the point about like starting a series while a series is still running, I think that is smart if Royal Fairy Academy is potentially ending soon. Like, say Royal Fairy Academy has 13 episodes total. It's going to have 13 episodes. We're on episode 11 right now, and say there's only going to be 13 episodes. If you start a show now and kind of get your audience kind of prepped, be like, here's this new show that we're going to continue after Royal Fairy Academy ends, that way people don't immediately just leave your channel as soon as Royal Fairy Academy ends, and it's like, okay, well that's done. I'm done with this channel now. You know, like
okay, yes.
So from that standpoint, it could be a smart move.
Actually, we referenced Sword Art Online Abridged, actually, and this is something that Something With Entertainment, people who made Sword Art Online Abridged, actually have been doing for the past few years. Like, their uploads have been much more scarce in recent years, but people appreciate the fact that My Hero Academia Abridged is super entertaining and funny in its own way, in a different way that stands out from Sword Art Online Abridged. So they don't mind waiting that extra time in between those releases. So that's another way to do it, and it's not like, and it's not necessarily the Sword Art Online Abridged. It probably the next season is probably going to wrap up soon. I don't know if they're going to continue further on into, like, you know, Gone Gale or whatever else they did in that one, whatever. But yeah, like at this point, it's been several years of, okay, we're going back and forth from this one video to the other. That's for me a good example of doing that, and the series is contrast each other enough to be like, okay, well, you know, I'm entertained by both of these things at the same time, and when one continues and the other one doesn't, you know, hypothetically, then I will not be too disillusioned. That's what I think the ploy that's Seym is going to have to do right now, whether or not it's ending soon or not. Starting it towards the middle can also help. Starting towards the end also makes sense. But they both ultimately serve the same goal. And yeah, one of the things we haven't mentioned about this, that this has as an advantage over Royale Fairy Academy, is the fact that we don't have to deal with convoluted world building. Because normally I'd say that the world building, to me at least, that's a huge draw for this kind of thing. Like, I like the idea of, like, fantasy stuff. And also, if you know, Gingerbread, another gacha critic, famously hates the gachas starting in a high school because it's super overused in honestly everything. The reason it's done is because it's familiar. I feel like if you actually distinguish yourself enough within that, then you should mostly be okay. It's kind of like that's like how we have so many like Witch Academy series of different types. As long as you find a way to stand out, then you know that's what you're looking for. People remember your thing, if it's good enough, of course. Yeah. So and in this instance, we actually have some things which, yeah, they kind of go past what's plausible. Okay, Aiden's gone, I guess.
He just said in chat, yeah, he's got to go.
Yeah. Okay. What was it? Yeah. So So we have we have like an idea of something that, yeah, it seems to be you know, absolutely bonkers, but but you can see that kind of thing in a slightly crazier world, possibly coming to pass. And like Vin said, there's elements of there's some elements of these that are more realistic than people think they actually are. I'll give them credit for. And I will say as well that the characters, they feel much more distinct than the Royale Fairy Academy ones, where, you know, we have essentially like, you know, that like Eric and Adrian, we have Princess Pink that stands out, and the rest, like that's kind of it. But in this one, actually, it feels like a little bit more of like, okay, you know, people are either like mean in different ways, or they have like, you know. Or we have more of a hint of like different dynamics between different groups within like Class 5 itself or outside of it. You know, how do they all interact with each other? What are their relationships like in the first place? We clearly have a lot of pre-established friendships, including ones by the main character, but also but also some of the secondary ones that are going to be expanded upon. So honestly, this episode did lay down more foundation than we're probably giving it credit for. It's still not great, but if I had to watch both pilots in isolation between Royale Fairy Academy and this one, or even like what I've seen for Royale Fairy Academy, yeah, this is the one that would have grabbed me as being more competent. So I can say that Seym DNA has learnt a few things and has evolved as a writer, but still has quite a way to go in the future. But we're in good hands right now, and of course we talked about the visuals being top notch in the first place. So yeah, that's already an evolution that's happened. And I personally can't fault a person if they improve as a as an editor and as a writer, and not just one or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
Wait, that's how you spell their name?
Yeah, same DNA. It's in the description.
I didn't see the description, but
Well, I guess yeah, you're on there. Yeah, you're on the StreamYard now, so you wouldn't see it from here. But
Yeah.
yes, yeah, obviously link to the original video in the description.
Yo, wait a minute, Ghosty,
yeah,
Ghosty,
yeah.
that's crazy.
Oh, actually, I think my high school had like several dealers. It didn't have like its own specific dealer. It had several like students that were, you know, they're starting their own, I guess, small businesses. Let's call them.
Welcome to the.
Yeah, so that doesn't shock me too much. But yeah, anyway, link in the description to the original video, obviously. But before you go there, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.
Yeah, bye. Oh, Aiden's not here. He can't say the